What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Yeah, guys, much love to the family. Thank you for accepting the fact that we had to take a day off yesterday. We're back with a double-decker edition here on My Cowboys Family, a Cowboys chat training camp. Yes, day 5 yesterday in pads in front of the fans, and today was a walkthrough. It was a mock game today with some interesting news that we're going to discuss, injury-related. So we're going to talk about it all tonight here, the fallout from the Dak versus Diggs situation, the Micah and the got to be careful. We'll talk about all that and more here in My Cowboys Family. But first, as you can see, somebody's kicking it off here live on stream. It's the man, Jason Renfro, with a $2.80 holler. What did Jason Renfro have to say, maybe, before we even get started?
He said, "Let's go Cowboys and get that 6 and beyond."
Hell yeah. Navy blue, silver, star, and 6 and beyond. Much love to the great Jason Renfro. As we kick it off here, baby, we got to talk about some gifts. I just saw a gift on the screen, and it's the Man Skeptical fan dropping a little love for the chat here. And a Philly fan gets it. He's a loyal MCFer, though. Frank Moyer, membership, congrats. An extra special thanks to Skeptical fan, another subscriber. Wesley Green, welcome to the family.
Thanks for summing it up, but yes, congrats, Frank Moyer. Some A-Town representation, and extra special thank you to Skeptical fan, who, by the way, is not just dropping the love here. He had a pre-stream dollar drop as
That's
well.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he's the current, let's open up this board here. The current sponsor of the week. Not 1 week, not 2 weeks, 3 straight weeks. He's got the lead to go a whole month. 4 straight weeks is in his sights for Skeptical fan. Always staying skeptical. Yes, he's got the lead. Yes, he's a sponsor of the week 3 weeks in a row. And he's the membership gifting champion 3 months in a row. Truly can't say enough about how much that helps the channel. So much love to Skeptical fan, among all the other things he does. And, we're doing it now weekly. So I made sure I brought it over from Monday's live stream to make sure that, I think it was 5-2, I think, or 5-2, Jason Renfro versus Skeptical fan. It's up on the board, but now, of course, Skeptical added another one to his list. And we're going to do it weekly from now on. So no one's ever going to break the records that Skeptical fan set in that monthly period as far as if we keep track of the monthly numbers. But weekly, it's a new week. It's a new battle. Much love to Skeptical fan across the board. He has so many different parts of this thing. But he's not the only one, baby. He also got A. Lavelle with 24 Israel Mukwamu points on that stream, boss. Holding on, hanging on to that stream, boss. We shout him out every single day. If you get that, if you capture that part of the chart of the board here, and then of course SnugX, he's got that crown. He's wearing that Cash App crown Much love to Snug X, taking it, I think, 3 out of the last 4 weeks. He's been holding the crown down, but baby, there is somebody in the lead on that side of things, and his name is Jason Renfro. Of course, you know it. So Jason Renfro always hanging around that Cash App side of things, and he's also in second place on the overall board. I have to do a couple of shout-outs here after I fixed Skeptical Fan. Now has 6 gifted memberships for the week. Jason Renfro has 2. As we're kicking off here, a new week which started Monday. I also wanted to say, baby, we got to shout out guys like Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Dwayne Broussard, Mary Alvarez, and Lincoln Kane. Oh, and somebody else who jumped into that star level membership, Andy Potch.
Woo.
Much love to him. He's back in the top shelf membership. And baby, there's also, I'm going to throw in there the perk, I guess you can see coming around here shortly when it comes to the star level and the over. As we see other ways to support the channel here, I do want to say big thanks to Dwayne Broussard, who dropped 3 $2 thanks hollers. He also dropped, he's been dropping love all week, so he's up on that board, moving up the board there. Much love to the top dog, Dwayne Broussard. We also had a $5 thanks for Mr. Black Magic. He's on that board as well. Appreciate you. Big thanks to him. And also Gerald Swain, who's now part of the Navy Blue crew, back again. Mr. A. Lavelle on the silver level. Of course, Jason Renfro. Let me reiterate. Jason Renfro and Skeptical Fan, their star level memberships have also crossed the path. So they're in a battle for the top spot. Skeptical Fan just a little bit in front of Jason Renfro as we speak. So I just want to make sure I shouted everybody out. Andy Potch, welcome to the star level membership once again. And we got 6 people in there. When that raffle goes down, somebody's in one of the 6 will win. Or if there's more in there, the numbers, keep getting bigger, I guess. So outside of these super chat gifting memberships, you can just jump into the membership like Gerald did and others. And of course, as you saw with Skeptical Fan, giving the gifting memberships and the thanks button, as we said, Dwayne Broussard, Skeptical has done it, Mr. Black Magic. There's 4 other ways to drop some love, which falls into the Cash App side of things, the Cash App crown.
Of course, you have the money sign, MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at my-cowboys-family, the regular traditional PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link lets your comments show up on here, right here, like a super chat.
Yes, and by the way, I do want to reiterate one last time the thanks button. Dwayne Broussard, $3 $2 thanks. Skeptical Fan dropped 2 $2 thanks. Or sorry, he dropped 3 $2 thanks. Dwayne Broussard. Skeptical dropped 2 $2 thanks, and then Mr. Black Magic with the $5 on it as well. So appreciate everybody here dropping their messages with those thanks. Like Skeptical said, Zach Martin needs to get off his ass already. Please, no more football, no more injuries. Football gods, protect the Cowboys. And I do agree with Zach Martin. I thought Zach Martin would be here by now, right? Skeptical. I'm a little disappointed about that with the front office, the clown show, the Joneses. So, anyways, enough of that. And the intro is over. Appreciate everybody who's dropped the love, commenting in the chat. Hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, notification bell, on and on. We're on a road to 24, guys. We're about 150 people away from 24K. 24,000 family members here in MCF. And baby, who's in the house tonight to partake in the back and forth of our daily Cowboy chat?
We have the man Jason Renfro, much love. Yeah. Skeptical Fan always staying skeptical. Rolando Rodriguez, much love to you. Frank Moyer, what's up? We have Bo Smith, hello and hi. Jason Renfro, another shout out. We get another shout out. Let's see, Texas Twister in the house representing. Mike Aldana, much love to you. Tim Pinnell, hello and hi. Bruce got the toxic juice, what's up? Let's see. No, I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Mari Roberts, what's up? Thanks for joining us here. Lost in Translation representing. Double R in the house. Spoony Dog, much love. Yeah. Andy Potch in the house.
Of course, much love to him. As you can see, I'm repping that Skeptical Fan hat. It'll be a burn bar hat too as soon as he finishes moving in, and we can send it to him. So, as we get rolling here, any comments here before we kick it off, baby? Quickly, because we gotta roll quick.
Let me see here. No, everyone's just kind of saying hello and hi. Rolling on through here.
If you guys want to stop us in the middle of our discussions, you know how to do it, right? Dropping love or a great comment, and we will definitely hit you up on
Mike
that.
Mike Aldana said, Zach Martin's about his money. Just get your ass to OTAs. Hey, the Cowboys, hear what Steven and Jerry have to say about Zach Martin here in a minute or two, and let me know if you still think Zach Martin should be rushing to get his ass to OTAs. I mean, well, at this point, you can't. So, sorry, I said OTAs. And
yeah, that's a long time ago. But yes, the in-camp guys, Zach Martin coming back, that's got to start become a priority here, because I'm going to say this real quick. Guys like Mozzie Smith maybe looking a little bit better than they should because there's no Zach Martin to help battle him in there.
That's a good point.
That weakens our defense in a way, right? It weakens our offense, but it really weakens the defense. Jerry, stop being a clown. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but let's start off with NFL news. We got a lot to talk about here, 2 days worth, as the people get in the room here. I know the notifications aren't going out, but hopefully you guys follow us on Twitter or Discord, and you get the notification there that we were going to pop this thing off here shortly. So let's get into this. Or I guess before we do, shit, scared me there. But Bo Smith back in the membership because of the man Jason Renfro.
Thank you so much, Jason.
To his total, now up to 3. It's 7-3, I think, right? 6-3 right now. Mr. Skeptical Fans got 6, and Jason's got 3 now. Gifted memberships. Much love to you. I appreciate it.
Thank you
who
again,
got
Jason.
that, Bo?
Much love, and yeah, Bo Smith. Rock him if you got him. Drop him in the chat. So, and yeah, Dwayne said he didn't get a notification. He just kind of kept checking. So
yeah, I know.
Hopefully, again, people can trickle in if they see us. See us live here, right? Raul, what's up? Much love to you.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people will get in here. Again, it's we put out videos, a lot of videos throughout the day, so that's probably why. In fact, right now, Deuce Vaughn is dropping the video right now on our channel. So while we're live, so hey, listen, check that out when we're done here. Now, NFL news. By the way, Jason Renfro, much love. Again, he is still in second place, but he's also in second, right behind Skeptical. I guess now it's 7-3. Hey, it's an interesting game here. It's like, I don't know, 7-3. We're in a football game here, guys. Skeptical Fans got 7 gifted memberships this week. Jason Renfro's got 3, but Skeptical Fan dropped his membership love. And who got that? Maybe I missed it. Was that Bo? Who was that?
It was Jamar
Chason. There it is. And he's back in actually into that as Skeptical goes to 7, stays in the lead just a little bit in front of Mr. Jason Renfro. It's a battle. NFL news. By the way, appreciate both of you guys truly from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes,
the gifting thing is
huge thank you to both.
The biggest way to help the channel in a lot of different ways and spreading the love to us and to the family in the chat. So the NFL, guys, right now is considering to adopt the XFL style of kickoffs to open games or after a touchdown or field goal.
That took a while, but finally they're considering it.
It's a possible replacement for the current formula. If you guys don't remember what that looks like, well, I'll remind you. The kicker stands at the 35 or wherever you kick the kickoff off the tee. And instead of the players running down the field with the kicker, they're already like on the 50. So the impact is not so, immense. When they're running from, 50 yards away from each other, it's kind of like Braveheart. They're just walking in, they just run into each other and flipping, and they get injured, right?
It's like 2 lines crashing into each other.
Exactly. So this way, they're crashing into each other, but it's from 10 yards or 15 yards difference. It's definitely not as impact. There's not much impact going on, and so it won't lead to as many injuries. It's a good idea. Some people say it's good because it also creates a little more excitement on the returns, because now you get past that first wave.
Make it more exciting.
Well, you get past that first wave, someone like Turpin can be bye, see you later. So interesting. Will they do it? They're considering it. NFL is considering it. It would definitely help a team like us, which I think have good special teams coverage, but also a fantastic return in Cavante Turpin. So something to keep in mind there when it comes down to the new rule changes. Let's also look at the Super Bowl. Hopefully we will be there. And if we are, it'll be the first time the NFL is going to air a Super Bowl alternate. As far as a telecast is concerned, CBS, who's going to the game, and Nickelodeon, believe it or not, that slime shit going on again. No offense, but we know how that's kind of corny when it comes to football. It's good for kids, but it's for no adult's going to sit through that.
I know, but the whole point is,
I don't know. You like it? Go ahead.
Yeah, but I am here for a little bit more of the football. I just think that it's a smart idea because, again, if you're a kid who's into football, you're probably going to think it's kind of cool. If you're someone who is not into football, you'll probably still watch it and be at least mildly entertained.
Give me straight up football. That's what I want. That's what I want. Look,
I don't disagree.
If the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, we're going for that 6. I ain't watching the Nickelodeon, slime shit. I want to see the Cowboys win 6. They can slime them all later. Listen. The key here, guys, is that they're going to, of course, tailor this for kids. Super Bowl 58, and they're going to have that slime cast going on there on February 11th. Now, just want to throw that in there. In case we are there, you got another option for kids that are bored or don't like the Super Bowl, whatever. Should never happen in a Cowboy household. Now, a petition is going around, guys, to try to change the Washington Commanders team name back to the Washington Redskins.
No.
Yeah, it has over 37,000 signatures, and it's still counting. The goal for the petition is 50,000, and the word is they're going to hit that. Ron Rivera actually also acknowledged that they have been saying the term Redskins a lot recently, but they say it with the quote with the utmost respect to Native Americans. So we'll see if that's changing now that Snyder's out. Is that going to make the difference? I still think it's they shouldn't do that, in my opinion. But hey, the fans seem to want it. I don't know. On the NFL kind of Goodell watch, you can say when it comes to suspending players, maybe you should already get to suspending Kelvin Joseph the way he looked on the field the other day. But Alvin Kamara from the Saints, running back. Ooh, I'll stop right there because I got to pause the show here because we got the lady of the star level membership, Mary Alvarez, dropping that Tony Pollard holler. And I'm waiting to see Tony Pollard do damage against opposing defenses this year in the NFL. But I want to hear what Mary had to say. Mary. Much love. By the way, Mr. Lavelle, Dak points. 4 points on the stream boss.
So just barely holding on. Thank you so much, Mary, saying hello, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing great. God bless you all. Came by to thank y'all, MCW and MCF, received my jersey. Very much appreciated. Much love. And
yes.
Go
So happy
Cowboys.
you got it. Would you like to let everyone know which was the one that was chosen? And
yeah, I think she picked a Navy Micah, if I'm not mistaken. So
fire.
I know it was Micah, and I'm pretty sure it was Navy. So hopefully I remembered that right. But yes, Mary, first of all, thank you. Congrats to everybody who is hopefully receiving their jerseys. If not today, then tomorrow or in the next handful of days here.
It should be any moment now. You got everybody but Jason Renfro. Jason, you're gonna get yours. It's still being ordered. You just won yours just like last week, and I think Mark's will be in. Be shipped out very shortly. We did get Mark's beautiful gift that he sent us here. When he jumps on tomorrow, tonight, or wherever, we'll definitely talk about that here. But appreciate Mr. Mark Hovsepian with the gift sent, and appreciate everybody who's dropping the love and in the membership and winning their prizes. So. Can't say enough about the family. You guys truly keep it going here. We go have some fun back and forth. And hey, sometimes you get some fantastic prizes, jerseys you can rep for the season. Someone just took over, baby. Jason Renfro with that Dak drop $4 holler takes over the stream boss with that singular drop. What did he have to say?
Some Dak representation. He said, "Straight football is coming. It's around the corner."
Hell yeah. Cannot wait.
24/7, 365, and twice on Sundays. we want to be watching and seeing our Cowboys. I will say that's the one good thing about training camp, and the kind of sad thing about it when it's over. During the regular season, you don't get to see this much of our Cowboys. You know what I mean? So
not behind the scenes.
Just nice.
Not behind the scenes. You do see it. You see them on the field, of course. We see them practicing. We see them not practicing. We see them playing the games and the pre-practice stuff. But as far as the weekly stuff, you don't see this kind of, mad scramble for roster spots, right? And that's what adds to it when it comes to training camp. They're fighting for jobs. They're fighting for not just 53, but starting positions as well. So that's what this whole thing is about here. That's why it's even more exciting. But temper the excitement, because the reality is we got to see these guys on the field. We got to see these guys continuously doing well. We got to see them in preseason doing well, and then regular season and beyond. It's got to be consistency. They got some room to learn here, some room to evolve. Skeptical fan, the $1, $2, $3 holler as the battle continues. What did the man staying skeptical have to say, baby?
He said, a big old thumbs up. And a Go Cowboys.
And a big old Go Cowboys.
Thank you, skeptical fan. I appreciate you.
You know what he's always doing, baby?
What?
He's always staying skeptical.
Always staying skeptical. Hey, you need a healthy dose of skepticism when it comes to our Cowboys.
You got 26 and a half years of this, so it's got to end before 27.
Honestly, let's be real. If the Cowboys had a fuel, it would probably be skeptics. So
yeah, I agree. So now Jason's down to 97 points, just like that. Osa Odigizua. So, staying with our Cowboys here, guys. Alvin Kamara. He was stomping someone's head in a club, I think in Vegas some while back, and he's expected to meet on Wednesday in New York City tomorrow with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell regarding this potential suspension. Everyone believes he will be suspended. He probably will, guys. Kamara reached a plea agreement in July and is no longer facing a felony charge for his role in that fight on the eve of the Pro Bowl in February 2022. So, he is going to, escape the law punishment, but he's not going to escape the NFL punishment, it sounds like. It's about, how long will he be suspended, it looks like, for him. Now, listen to this. This is crazy.
Which sounds fair to me.
This is crazy. Broncos defensive lineman, Ioma Uzworki, I can't say his name, but he is a guy that we know was in trouble and is suspended for the year because of gambling.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Another one.
But we knew this already.
No, I'm just saying, like, as far as, like, another player got caught doing something he was supposed to as far as the gambling rules.
Now he could face up to a 2-year prison sentence for allegedly betting on Broncos and Iowa State games, according to the complaint that was filed on Tuesday. He placed 32 bets on Broncos players and games during last year, which was his rookie season, and he's already suspended by the NFL. Is also accused of, quote, knowingly and intentionally falsifying personal electronic sports wagering records by concealing his personal identity. And, what that means is that, he's literally breaking the law by hiding his identity when it comes to this. It sounds like an, interstate gambling situation. You know how those laws can be tricky if it just sounds like he really crossed a federal line here.
Talking about crossing state lines and doing shenanigans.
Well, then it becomes federal, right? So now it's a federal charge, and who knows? He's facing up to 2. They're going to push that. He probably get probation, but I'm just saying they're pushing the 2 years so he can crack and admit and make it a quick, easy case for the prosecution.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to go to jail, but just the fact that he could face that right now for falsifying his information, it's insane. So, anyways, now.
I'm just so glad that every time I hear about one of these players, it is not a Dallas Cowboy. Let's keep it that way.
Not followed by a Cowboy, yeah. So,
right? And honestly, I think even with the VPN, it sounds like whatever name or person or information or whatever he used still linked back to him in some way.
Somehow,
so maybe he used like his girlfriend's information or something.
Yeah, or just, somehow he tried to follow. We don't know the details of that, but
that's what I'm
it'll
saying.
come out.
Either way, the point is that it is still eventually led back to him.
Yeah. So, crazy situation. We'll track that as, anything comes out from that. We'll definitely update you guys. We like to talk about it all here. Let's talk about the changes right now that NFL is trying to do when it comes to the schedule. Think about this for a second, guys. Today was announced the first Sunday night game. First Sunday night game that can be flexed this year. It starts week 5.
Okay.
And you guys know that which is the week 5 game we have is against the Niners. Do you remember when that game is? Sunday night. That game could be flexed. Now, do you think it's going to be flexed, guys? You don't don't think so, guys. Listen, that's the weekend where the Jets play at the Denver Broncos. Remember, you got Rodgers and Hackett over there in Green Bay, fighting words there with the Broncos and Sean Payton, who, by the way, smoking bongs with 16-year-old kids. I don't know what's going on. But look, the point is they have a little hatred there, and that's the big game. There's no way they're going to move the Aaron Rodgers, I hate, the Broncos kind of, that's cool and all. It might be a national televised game as far as like on the regular channels, but it's not going to be a Sunday night game replacing the playoff game in the divisional round, Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. So again, guys, NBC, are they going to drop that game? Are they going to let go of a Cowboy game like that? The answer is no. And the NFL writers the people that make the schedules every year, they knew to put this game on Sunday night because it's a damn good one. It's a one everyone wants to watch. They try to find it somehow on the national television stage, and they got it on Sunday Night Football. But if you go back to 2020, the Cowboys and Niners were flexed once before in 2020. But that was at the end of the season. Both teams were out of playoff contention. That was a year we lost. That was the COVID year. We lost all our offensive linemen, Dak. So, again, the Niners Cowboy game, we beat the Niners. It was not a competitive game. There is no way NBC is flexing the Cowboy-Niner game for anything, even the Jets at the Broncos or whatever that game's going to amount to. Everyone's watching the Cowboys-Niners. That's the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. And by the way, speaking of the Niners, today the Niners, or actually yesterday, they signed former Cowboys first-round pick, defensive lineman Taco Charlton.
Oh, there's a name we haven't heard in a little bit.
Has been signed by the Niners, so we might see them week 5, actually. You never know, right? So, that's...
good luck to him. That's the best I can say.
Taco's been around the world, and he's in Dallas, Miami, Kansas City. Now he's in San Fran. I'm sure he's in a couple other places, too. Jason Renfro with that Brandon Cooks $3 holler. He's cooking. What did Jason have to say, baby?
He said, 9 days till the preseason starts with the Jags.
Ooh.
Go Boys.
I thought Seattle's the second one, I think, right? No. I thought Jacksonville's at the end. I don't know. I'm confused with this, with the schedule for the preseason games, but yeah, it's in it's a little over a week, guys. It's here. Cannot wait.
Yes, Taco Tuesdays are back. Oh, cracking me out. So, let me see. I said, especially with our rivalry renewed. Also, on another note, Dallas Cowboys versus the 49ers. The all-time record is 19-19-1.
That's a battle. That's going to be the breaker right there, right? I don't mind losing that one as long as we win the playoffs, because I think we're going to beat them to go to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction right now. You heard me say it. Us beating the Niners in the conference championship to go to that Super Bowl 58. They could slime anything they want, and we got to get that 6. That's what I care about.
So, with that, baby, back to you. Let's kind of keep it rolling here.
I think something fell through here.
Anything more to add up for the
I do have something to add here, because Skeptical Fan dropped a taco dollar holler right there. It came up on the screen up top. It did not ring through because I think it was a 99-cent drop, actually. But what did the man say?
Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Skeptical Fan. I appreciate you.
He's thinking,
of course,
though. The emoji's thinking. The emoji's thinking. So, finishing up some NFL news here, guys. I talked about Taco. He's with the Niners. Guess who the Raiders are signing? Cowboys' former second-round pick, linebacker, Jalen Smith.
I mean, again, he is another, similar to Taco. Good for him. Good luck. Wish you the best. But don't really see that working out for anybody.
I remember his coverage with the Packers. I remember he actually played okay with the Giants for the couple games he was there. But, I'm not really thinking he's going to stick to the Raiders team. We'll have to wait to see. Remember, the Raiders, they released tight end O.J. Howard. Interesting there. So Michael Mayer is the tight end they drafted, which is the guy we were looking at. Michael Mayer, all he has to do is beat out Austin Hooper, which is another guy I actually like as well at tight end. Both guys are fighting for that tight end number 1 job with the Las Vegas Raiders. O.J. Howard, officially a free agent. Officially, Jason Renfro dropping a dollar holler.
Ooh,
what did the man say?
Jason.
What did he hit to say? These guys are going back and forth, trickle by trickle, as Jason goes back to 100 points, fully loaded, on the stream boss.
He said, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. You know it.
Always.
Much love, you guys. Now, Broncos real quick, guys. They're signing veteran cornerback Fabian Moreau, a guy who I was out there comparing like a Schoonmaker type, right? He signed to a 1-year deal. Moreau worked out for the Broncos the other day, and he ends up landing in Denver after appearing in 14 games, had 11 starts with the Giants last year. Now, let me ask you a question. Darnell Washington. Oh, shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe you look scared of the screen there. We got ourselves
I'm feeling a little startled there.
5 membership gifts just passed around. Tell me, baby, who got these things?
Well, first of all,
and we know who gave these things.
It's a man pretty familiar around these parts. A little skeptical at times. It is none other.
We love the
skeptical fan.
Woo!
Thank you so much, Skeptical.
He's in a little bit of a bigger lead. And on top of that, he's also got a little bit bigger lead against Mr. Jason Renfro for the membership gifting this week. Who are the names, baby? So
first of all, thank you to the Darknet. We have John Shuri, Wanda E, Wes Robinson, and Purple Potato Waffle. Thank you so much to all of you guys. Drop them if you got them, by the way.
Everyone in the house. Mr. Skeptical Fan is up to 12. It's 12-3. Looks like he went for a 2-point conversion there, Didn't get it. Much love, Skeptical Fan. Can't say enough about how much we appreciate you and the gifting membership side of things. Jason stays up there as the... I thought something popped on my screen. That one doesn't scare me, but Dave Brown is back in it. He's getting down with that gifted Navy Blue Crew membership.
He's getting down in that gifted manner because, yes, I know you just pointed out, but Jason Renfro, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Of course, Dave Brown, congrats to you. Enjoy it. Reap the rewards. So,
drop them if you got
yes, guys, drop them if you got them. That is, of course, one of the main perks and rewards of the Navy
memberships. All the memberships, right?
Well, of course, all the memberships, of course, have some extra perks and things like that. So, and some other fun stuff happening in the next few weeks as well.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. This is just the pre of the season, right? We love this. This is the most exciting time of the year outside of going to the Super Bowl and winning number 6. Now, Jason Renfro, skeptical fan, we bow down to you guys. Thank you. It's 12-4 right now. That's 2 safeties right there for Jason Renfro. Now, kind of getting to, this is the one thing I wanted to bring up because, Cooper Kupp from the Rams, wide receiver, don't know enough about the situation, but he left practice early with a hamstring injury. And this happened on Tuesday. This happened like last night. So the Rams are uncertain how long he's going to be sidelined for. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the near future. The last, I guess you could say, NFL news, it's very Cowboy relative because it's a guy that I kind of wanted to bring into Dallas. Darnell Washington, tight end from Georgia, big guy. Remember, guys, what was the big thing about him in the draft? Do you remember Darnell Washington? What was the big issue?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. No.
He was injured, and they kept saying that was an injury was kind of bringing him. His stock was dropping. I think he got drafted in the 3rd round, was it? But the point here is that the Cowboys had a chance to get him instead of Luke Schoonmaker. I'm pretty sure about that. And Darnell Washington was supposed to be injured, but he's out there practicing. Luke Schoonmaker, he still didn't get one practice in for the Cowboys. And by the way, let me just add this one little more salt into the wound here. Darnell Washington has been beating in practice, in training camp, T.J. Watt over and over again. Now, not beating him with like a stick, but he's been beating him on the blocking, on the block downs. I mean, Darnell Washington's able to keep T.J. Watt off the quarterback, off pressure. You know what I'm saying? So Darnell Washington, he's, again, right now, when it comes to the pass blocking drills, he took every matchup against T.J. Watt. I think it was 2 or 3 of them. He took them all. So I wish Darnell Washington was a Dallas Cowboy in many different ways instead of Luke Schoonmaker, at least right now. When you think about the injuries, we saw one guy had injuries, but he's playing. The other guy didn't have injuries, and he's got injured. We don't even know why. It's due diligence from the Stephen Jones boys. Now,
I do want to shout out Jason Renfro.
Yes, another one. A gifted membership.
Another membership, but it came up with the same name as last time. So
how could that be?
Dave Brown.
Does Dave Brown have two different accounts in there?
I mean, I guess, maybe. Maybe it's 2 different Dave Browns, too.
Could be. Either way, Jason's
shout out to Dave Brown.
Yeah, and much extra special love to Mr. Jason Renfro, who now has 5. What's that, a field goal and a safety? I think we're up to now, right, for Jason Renfro. Appreciate you. As always, brother, go Cowboys. And, I don't know, Dave Brown, I guess he got himself 2 memberships here, I guess. I'm not sure how that works. We got a close game up there on the board above us.
Yes, and again, Mary, at least on our side, I'm guessing it worked and it went fine because your name is still showing up as a member.
Yeah.
So as long as you got the emojis,
yeah, you're still in.
You're good.
Yeah, I mean, I can check it, but then I'll stop the show and everything. So, but yeah, if you're still showing up as a member, you're still a member. You looks like you are. Appreciate you, Mary, and again, we'll get you up on that board as soon as it shows up on our side. Kind of have to wait for it to go on our side here. So. Now, let's keep it going here, guys. Just Darnell Washington, he's injured on the field practicing. He was injured in the draft. Now we got Luke Schoonmaker, who's not supposed to be injured, all of a sudden injured and not even playing one down yet for us in training camp. Speaking of, let's get into that part of the news, guys. Our Dallas Cowboys. And listen, we're going to talk about a couple different things tonight here when it comes to a lot of discussions by the coaches, by the players. But of course, we got to go over the practice as well. And most importantly, in my opinion, it's about the injuries. So yesterday, guys, in practice, started up Luke Schoonmaker. I think Stephen Jones makes a couple comments, so we'll hear from the wife here in a minute. But Schoonmaker, the word going around is that he is, maybe going to return to practice this week sometime. This week. So that's good news there. Again, guys, Luke Schoonmaker on the NFI list, right? Non-football injury list with that plantar fasciitis that, again, it's a tear. Partial tear, so it takes longer to heal. He was working yesterday, not today. Yesterday he was working to the sidelines, but he was in full pads. Full pads. You guys know what that means? If he's in full pads, guys, when the Cowboys put a guy in full pads, it almost always is a normal sign that a player is close to getting on the actual field for a full practice. For Luke Schoonmaker,
that's great.
He's definitely 1 foot closer. You know, I was picking the foot joke there, but yeah, he's a foot closer, guys, to getting on that field. And by the way, Simi Fehoko, in yesterday's practice, you might not have heard this, but he suffered a quad contusion, so basically a quad bruise.
That's not good.
No, but it's it's going to need a little healing time. He had this contusion on Monday's practice, and he collided with a linebacker, and he did not practice, guys. He did not practice yesterday, but is also expected to resume the practice. He's going to go back. He's a bruise, all right. It's a big bruise, but it's on his quad. He'll be back in practice probably sometime this week. He'll just be out, again, today, the walkthrough, tomorrow, the pads are back on. Maybe, I would assume, maybe the Saturday practice or something, So we'll see how that goes for Simi Fehoko.
Hey, Bruce, I think we both wanted a different type of tight end. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys decided to go in this direction, and we needed him to work out now.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
it almost doesn't matter what happened before.
And I got more. on Schoonmaker, because today, guys, there wasn't a practice like for the fans, but there was still a mock game, a walkthrough. The Cowboys update from today from Oxnard, mock game is a workout style walkthrough after 2 days in pads. Tomorrow, the pads are back on. So tomorrow we're going to get a full dosage of hitting and all the real deal stuff going down. But we got Mr. Jason Renfro with another gifted membership. And man, this is getting closer and closer now. I think he's up to, 12-6 right now? It's a halfway, that touchdown win that ties it. Jason Renfro gifting the membership. Who's a lucky winner on that, baby?
Thank you to Sue Harold.
Well, I would say congrats.
Thank you to Jason Renfro. And yes, congrats to Sue Harold. You got that lucky gifted membership there from the man, Jason Renfro. And thank you again, Jason, for the, representation there and showing the love to everybody. By the way, here, chilling, hanging with us. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily, and make sure to hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below.
Yes, family. Appreciate everybody in the house doing all that stuff, and the love, support, the comments in the chat. Appreciate you all. Now, man, I'm trying to update the board here. I don't even think I updated in time because Jason Renfro is moving in here. Still not in, obviously. After that huge 5 gifted memberships from Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro's still behind on the overall board and behind on the gifting board, but it ain't too far. He's halfway there on the gifting board and definitely less than half on the he's a little bit behind. I'm not sure exactly, but on the overall board. Anyway, I'll shut up. Baby, go ahead.
No, just super quick. Kenzie Benz is saying that he's worried because every single corner keeps getting cooked right now in training camp. I think it's a particular subset of our corners that are getting quote-unquote cooked. Spoiler alert, I highly disagree with Al Harris a little bit in the future here when we talk about it, but
listen, it's obvious.
I think maybe there's just a handful of plays. Like, honestly, our offense is just looking really good. I don't think it has anything to do with our corners necessarily getting burnt.
There's a lot of things about this because, again, without the offensive line, the defense has control of these practices, but when they have no pressure, the receivers seem to, have an advantage of some sort. Look, it's good. It's a good problem to have, and I do think that when you look at, in my opinion, when you look at the defensive backs we have in there, that, like you said, that are getting beat, it's Nashawn Wright, number 25. It's number 1, Kelvin Joseph. Those are the 2 guys that I keep seeing popping up. So, it's those guys getting burned more than it is. Diggs and Gilmore are pretty solid out there, I will say.
So, anyway, we can keep it rolling here.
All right, let's keep it rolling. So, today there was a mock game walkthrough, guys. I want to make sure I give you guys the kind of the newest update on the injury situation. But first, Micah Parsons. And I'll be posting a video probably tomorrow or something on what Micah Parsons was doing during this practice in the walkthrough, guys. He was checking in with his teammates. He had the play call sheet. He had all the plays on there, talking to some of the defensive players. He was over there, making sure they, quote, stay locked in. He kept telling Tyler Coyle, you got to stay locked in, man. So number 31. So it's good to see, during this walkthrough, Micah was treating it like almost like he's coaching. To me, this means that he's not really coaching, but he's learning what everybody's supposed to do. Think of a quarterback.
Like, he knows it well enough that he can go out there and teach other people or show other people or help other people and say, hey, like, try this, do this.
And
that just goes to show you how well he knows this back, sideways, front ways, around the corner, all of it.
And not only that he knows, it's not even about how he knows it. It's more like he's learning it so that he can direct his teammates on the field. Actual leader that's out there, hands-on. Not just by showing them, also by telling them, because he knows it. And that's part of the, I think Micah's trying to get to that level. You see him doing it whether it's working out. You see him doing it on the field. He's out of control on the field right now. And you see him doing it with the coaching side of things. This Micah Parsons, guys, I said it when we drafted him. If we use him a certain way, he'll be generational. Leave it like that. I'll leave it like that. You guys see it with your own two eyes. You know what else we see it with our own two eyes, baby? Jason Renfro dropping a $1.40 holler in the Cash App side of things.
There we go. Thank you, Jason.
Much
I appreciate you.
Love and appreciation there. The 140 on it. And, of course, the Go Cowboys.
Oh,
Jason Renfro. Hell yeah. As he continues the lead in the Cash App side for this week right now. Appreciate you.
And by the way, Mary, have a great night. Take it easy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Appreciate you so much. Yes, and the star level for Mary, and appreciate you the $20 holler tonight as well. We don't forget. We got you up on that board. 4th place, repping that DAC. Much love, Mary. Have a great night. Now, and definitely check back on the replay tomorrow, Mary, so you can get the rest of the news, info, and updates, because we got a couple of good things here, like injury updates, not just on Luke Schoonmaker. We know Donovan Wilson's not going to be back probably till week 1, but it's about the other guys been banged up. We just talked about Simi Fehoko, the contusion. Dorrance Armstrong was at the injury group yesterday as well. Israel Mukuamu has that hamstring issue. And Sam Williams, guys, he was the one I was really worried about. Yesterday in practice, he was taking individual reps. Today in practice, in the walkthrough, he was a notable participant. Again, fully involved. Again, it's a walkthrough. But what does this mean? That means that he was taking snaps yesterday. Not snaps. He was taking drills and taking hits with that shoulder strain. That was yesterday, a tougher practice. Today was a walkthrough. He's on the road to being back on that field sooner than later.
Very positively.
I love it. Sam Williams, one of my biggest fears when it came to injuries. In fact, let me get to it. Because to me, Luke Schoonmaker and Sam Williams are like the two names I was looking at first and foremost. It's great to see that Sam Williams seems to be on the road to recovery, back on that field with the pads on. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe Saturday. We'll see what happens. Hey, maybe he will be there tomorrow. We'll see. It's all good news, though. Knocking on wood for Sam Williams. So, when it comes to Israel Mukuamu, he's a guy that could have been sidelined, for a couple of weeks. He's back in the walkthrough now for the first time. He was not there yesterday, so it's a good sign that Israel's also progressing towards being healthy and getting back onto the training camp field. So now, of course, Simi Fehoko's bruised. He'll be back fine. Dorrance Armstrong just got a little tweaked up. They were just being extra cautious with him. They'll be fine for the practices, I think, sooner than later. And I also mentioned one other guy. Once again, Luke Schoonmaker. Luke Schoonmaker, guys, has not rotated into action. Yesterday was in his uniform. Today was limited by taking mental reps today. So everything looks good. Schoonmaker on the road. Sam Williams on the road. Israel Mukuamu on the road. What road are they on? To recovery, to get back on that field. The only guy we're going to have to wait on is Donovan Wilson, and we know that. That's cool. We know what he can do. We're fine with that. We also know what Jason Renfro can do. He's dropping that too. That J-Lou too, who's, by the way, he's also Jordan Lewis working himself back on the resistance court still. He's on the PUP list. But what did this Jason Renfro with a $2 holler have to say?
He said, "Go Cowboys for that 6 and beyond."
Hell yeah. Hell
Let's
yeah.
bring it.
He's back. He's fully loaded, 100 points on the stream boss, and he's creeping closer, a little closer to first place Skeptical fan on that overall board. Trying to stop that 4-peat for Skeptical. So
thank you again, Jason, of course.
Yes, much love, Jason Renfro. So, baby, that's the news on as far as the injuries. Anybody have any comments or concerns about these injured players? Only the injured players I talked about.
Frame Ripper is throwing out there, and great point there about Schoonmaker, saying, Schooney is a Magic Mike pick. He wanted a tight end that has the ability to block defensive ends. It's a part of the matchup in the game that we need to elevate
I agree.
The kind of new game we're trying to play.
I agree, but here's the thing. What would Darnell Washington would have done? Because he's able to easily, he's even a better blocker. He's the best blocker of all tight ends. And he's also a decent receiver who's tall, big, and athletic. So Why did we skip him? He was injured, but Schoonmaker is the one that's injured. And Darnell Washington's out there blocking TJ Watt consistently. So that's my thing, Voodoo. You know what that means? And this is why we say it sometimes. It's probably Mike McCarthy more on this one, I will say. But we know it's usually who's behind it. It's the clown show.
Always.
So anyways, other comments in the chat. Other comments. Much love, Voodoo.
Here, let me go back. Yes, the Zen Master, Micah Parsons. So let me see here.
On the injured guys.
Just kind of rolling back here. No real other comments as far as our injured guys.
Good.
So
we'll keep it going. Again, guys, we're going to stay with comments. It's comments that we're discussing right now mostly, okay? And we'll get to everything, trust me, eventually. Now, just a couple of quick notes here before we get into some of what Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, the coaches, and Mike McCarthy said, and then we'll talk about practice. PFF, baby, listen to this. But when it comes to the analytics, the definite interceptions they can say that were dropped, that were caused when Dak threw the ball, according to PFF, 9 out of Dak's interceptions since 2016, not last year, but since his career started in the NFL, were from drops. 9 of them. That is, by the way, tied for the most in the NFL. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The league's unluckiest passers since 2016, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow. They've suffered both of them have 9 drops in their career when it comes to leading to interceptions. And it's not about placement. You guys know why? Because receivers are paid to make a tough catch once in a while. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it hits their hands, like Hendershot, Noah Brown, pops up in the air, it's interception. Now, Simi Fehoko in training camp, none of those are on Dak. That's the way they measured it. It wasn't like, it could have been a little bit on the quarterback. It was fully measured on the receiver dropping it. It had led to an interception. Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow, the 2 most unluckiest quarterbacks when it comes to this number, this stat in the NFL. And, to have a clean pocket is important. And you have to have an offensive line that gives you that protection. So when you look at another analytic here that was ranking every team's offensive line, the Eagles were number 1, the Lions number 2, the Browns number 3. Kansas City 4, Baltimore 5, and then they have the Dallas Cowboys as the 6th best offensive line. And I might even agree. I say we're a top 10 offensive line when...
You have to remember, we probably might put it a little bit higher just because I think we're much more intimately acquainted with a little bit more of the nuance.
No, it's not about even the top 10 because we are top 10 when we have Biadasz, Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith, yeah. Tyler Smith, and Terrence Steele. When we have all 5 starters... We're a top 10 offensive line, so this number is not wrong. But when do we have all the guys healthy? Is Terrence Steele going to be there in time? Is Tyron Smith going to be able to last the season? Is Zach Martin going to get his contract fixed? Right now, we have mainly 2 guys on that field on our offensive line in practice. Biadasz and Tyler Smith, and occasionally Tyron Smith. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, guys, it's all backups, and they're bad. That's why the defense is looking even better than they already are. So don't let that fool you. Remember, our offensive line is right now broken, even in practice. So, right now, this is the offensive line that happens if there's injuries and guys don't, get their contracts like Zach Martin. So when I look at the rest of these rankings, and I don't really care much about a ranking, but when you look at these rankings, I look at the NFC East teams, and I see the Giants at 25th best offensive line. So they might have a lot of upgrades other way on their offense, but their offensive line still has holes. The Washington, whatever they're going to be, they're 29th on their offensive line. So we're going to feast on these teams in the trenches. The Giants and Washington, we're going to be able to attack them constantly. The Eagles have the best offensive line. All 5 guys made the Pro Bowl. I guess that gets it to them, but we'll see because they're going to be dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to our Dallas Cowboy defense. And not just the front line, not just this side or that side of Micah, the entire fucking defense. Mark my words. And on offense, guys, listen to this. When it comes to Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys called design running plays 45% of the time last year.
All right.
That's a lot. Running play. Now we're forcing the run. We're calling 45% of the time we're calling running plays. 55% we're throwing the ball. That's the 6th most running percentage in the NFL. And that's the only time in Mike McCarthy's 17 years as the head coach that a team ranked in the top 10 in this kind of statistic, that they ran this much. Never did a team he coached was in the top 10 when it came to how often they called a running play. 45%, never that high. Top 10, never that high. Ever in his career, Mike McCarthy. So that tells me McCarthy's going to run. He said he's going to run more. He's going to run more in the correct situational football times. He's not running more, guys. First down, you're going to see a lot of passes to the running backs, quick slants to Brandon Cooks or tight end. You're going to see the run is going to be a pass version of the run somehow, getting guys in space. So interesting little thing there. Do not expect McCarthy to just go and say, I'm going to run more than last year. That would be stupid, and that is not what's going to happen. I mean, even Kellen Moore ran the ball 45% of the time, but it was not smart runs a lot of the times. They were predictable, or they were 2nd and 9s, and we ran again. It's like, what are we doing here sometimes? So, again, the emphasis, about getting out of that running so often is they're trying to get out of that philosophical change. And I think the analytics crew that we brought in here, John Park, Malapali, and all the others, I think that they're going to help kind of bring the focus on when you should really run situationally and when you should pass. And running a lot less is probably going to be the better thing. When you run, you got to make sure it counts, and you got to make sure you get it done right. As long as you run efficiently, the Cowboys are going to be fine, guys. A big part of this, though, a big part of knowing that, you can, the way you do your offense, however you do your offense, guys, Mike McCarthy recognizes that Dan Quinn's defense is the team's number one strength. That's one of the most important things for Mike McCarthy to know deep down inside his soul, is that no matter what you want to do on offense, they're not the stars of the show. This team, the identity is on the defensive side with Dan Quinn, case closed. If he replaces you next year, he replaces you. Mike McCarthy, all he's got to do is get the offense, churning. If he gets that offense going and consistent with little mistakes, we can't really lose many games. And that's all McCarthy has to do on the offensive side. But he knows the defense is what makes his team go. The defense is the identity of this team in 2023. And that's a huge, we talked about this earlier in the offseason, that's a huge change in philosophy from the last who knows how many years, right? On top of that, McCarthy has full carte blanche on all kind of offensive kind of moves here. And Jerry Jones even said it in the past. He does not like giving up the power to McCarthy. But he knew it had to be done, or else, well, we've been seeing the last 26 years what happens when you take the power away from the coach, from a good coach, right? So Jimmy Johnson, now we're waking up here, and it's Mike McCarthy. Maybe this is a good sign here. Maybe it's a good road to take. Now, stop me whenever you see a comment in there, because I'm just like rattling off here. But I don't want to just overtalk everyone.
Said, well, if your run game is working, the pass will open up.
That's actually a slight myth. You can set up the run with the pass or the pass with the run, but the reality of things, guys, is that all you have to do is a lot of play action. And the one thing you've seen me talk about here in the past, and of course in these training camp videos, the Cowboys doing a lot of under center play action stuff. That's using the run game a little bit to your advantage. You don't have to actually run to be effective. It's shown already. You can just show like you're going to run. That's why the dual threat of Dak is so important. So anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as you maintain the threat of it, that's all that you need. But it has to be legitimate, right?
Yeah, and you have to be efficient when you use the run.
So, and that goes without saying. So,
without you being efficient, then your run is not. Then your offense can sputter out.
Lost in translation said put Jimmy in that Ring of Honor.
I agree.
Been waiting for that for way too long, right? So, Tommy's also saying Dak's the best in play action.
Agree, 100%. And quick huddle, up tempo, fast. The play's gonna come in and out. They're gonna get on the ball quick. This is the key this year. Quick passes, 1 or 2 reads, and Dak breaks the pocket if needed. These are the keys to success in this offense. Something we've been screaming. You can go back to our first year. Watch our first year of our nightly videos, guys, and you'll hear me multiple times saying the things that we're doing now, right now. You'll hear me say 6 years ago. I can't say. You guys have been here OGs. You guys have heard me say this throughout the years. McCarthy must have been listening. I don't know. McCarthy must have been listening. Anyways, can I get back to the thing here, baby? Because we're almost at the quotes. Yeah. We're almost to here. I didn't hear anything that Jerry Stephen Jones said, so I kind of want to know what they're kind of setting us up with, and I want to get through it fast because we got to get to the training camp footage. But CeeDee Lamb, I got to start off one last thing here with CeeDee Lamb. Very important, baby. If you follow the rankings, CeeDee Lamb, he's 34th on the NFL's top 100 players list, while Jamar Chase comes in a few spots behind him at 39. So he's like 5 spots in front of Jamar Chase. A lot of people are mad. that happened. I should say, listen, guys, it's a stupid fucking list. But CeeDee Lamb, for whatever reason, is rated higher than Jamar Chase right now. With CeeDee Lamb at 34 in this list, he's the 6th ranked wide receiver in this year's top 100. He set career highs last year for receptions, targets, receiving yards, and touchdowns, and he didn't have Dak for 5 games, and his stats dropped. Imagine Dak for the whole time. We're going to see it this year, I hope. Knock on wood. So there you go, guys. That's the CeeDee Lamb update. And one last update before Jerry Jones gets on the MIC microphone. Mm-hmm. On First Take, Mad Dog. You guys know Mad Dog Russo. I know because I listen to Howard Stern. I know that Mad Dog's on Sirius. But he was on First Take. They're trying to rotate different guests in there. And he said this about, and let me put the guy who I'm talking about here. I don't want to disrespect the old man. But Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. Here's what Mad Dog Russo said. Quote, "This is what's wrong with Dallas. Jerry Jones is doing, he's doing weekly interviews on the radio stations in Dallas, Texas. Really? This is who you want to have representing your team, the owner? Who never played a down of football in the NFL? Oof." Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
volunteered him to be our spokesperson.
Well, I'm saying this, but he's saying the problem is this guy. I don't even like, Mad Dog Russo, but I don't want. We never want Jerry. Like you said, it's not our choice. We don't want Jerry Jones out there being the face of the franchise, but that's what Jerry Jones wants. He owns that star for now. Star's still over him, but he has the control on it, and he does what he wants to do, and he promotes the team. This is the way he promotes the team with weekly, interviews with him and Stephen Jones and others. So hey, we're gonna hear from them right now, right? I think, and this is a quick comment. We're gonna hear from them right now.
Let me see. 808 Cowboy-77 said CeeDee's gonna go off this year, especially with this new offense.
Tell me he don't look so much better. I mean, he looks already better than. I mean, number one, he looks like he picked up where he left off, and he improved. So that to me, he's better than he was last year already.
He's rated 34. Shit. Where he was at last year. Imagine what he's going to be rated this year with Dak ready to go.
Yeah, full season.
Ready to go.
If he would have gotten to 1,500 yards and a couple extra touchdowns and he would have been probably a top 15 overall player, I think, right now in the NFL. Anyways, they put him above Jamar Chase. I know that people are butthurt about that one. Anyways, let's hear about. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Any other last comments?
Haley94, where much love to you.
He said, house.
Injuries for the boys seem to be scratches and bruises compared to Cup in LA or Burrow and Cincy. We've been fortunate in OTAs and training camp.
Knock on wood.
I took a second there to knock on wood. For the most part, we need to keep up that trend, or we need to keep that trend rolling.
And again, I'm just quickly go through the list. Donovan Wilson, he'll be back for the week 1. Jordan Lewis still working back from his foot fracture from last year. Terrence Steele should be good to go. Hopefully, knock on wood for week 1. Schoonmaker should be back soon from that partial tear. Mm-hmm. You got Israel Mukwama with the hamstring. He's ready back in the walkthrough. Sam Williams with the shoulder strain, back at the walkthroughs. Was back at practice yesterday. Actually, he'll hopefully be back there tomorrow, at least doing individual drills. I don't know if I missed anybody, but that is a goddamn good sign right there across the board for our Cowboys. Across the board, injury wise. That's why I'm quadruple knocking here, guys, because we got to keep them all healthy, all ready to go. Get them at least ready for week 1. Forget preseason. We don't need to see the starters in preseason. We need to see the backups in preseason. So, anyways, guys. So as we continue, I guess we continue going in here. Give me a second, guys. What the hell's going on?
She's like growling. Go.
The dog is. Hey guys, the dog is growling right now.
Yeah, she was being a little naughty behind the scenes, so we had to have her exit.
She did not want to leave. She literally bit us. She literally. I don't think they heard her bite, but. They heard me say, "What the hell's going on here?" Because this dog just started biting me.
I know. Oh, so anyway, as we go ahead, like you said, baby, start touching on some of the things that our Cowboy coaches, front office, others have spoken on.
I'm passing the mic to you. I gotta take care of this dog here. So,
go ahead.
Baby, let me hear what Jerry Jones had to say today. Or I guess it was yesterday, right?
Yes, he actually spoke yesterday. Stephen Jones spoke today. They kind of backed each other up on a few things. So let me know what you have to say about this. So first of all, Jerry Jones said that we are reading the tea leaves when he was asked about the possibility of re-signing Ezekiel Elliott after Ronald Jones' suspension. Jerry just kind of confirmed he's not ruled out yet. So, basically, I've said it before, I do think Jerry's just trying to keep the Zeke thing alive for drama and other stuff. But hey, until he's signed, you never know.
Was it New England happy and all that stuff? No signing. Stephen Jones spoke about that too, I think, later, and basically saying that it's about the money, guys. It's basically what it's about.
Yep. So as far as the weather in California, Jerry Jones said, you look around and say, no wonder California folks are as laid back as they are and smile as much as they do. Now, it may be something that's in the air, too. That weed out here has a lot going on.
What? Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
He said that weed has a lot going on.
Yep.
I think...
How would you know, Jerry?
Is Jerry Puff passing in Cali right now? Is he smoking some weed for his glaucoma? What the fuck? All right, Jerry. Cool beans. Hey, I guess it's legal in the NFL now. I guess he said, why the fuck not?
Well, he was never a player, so,
Well, he played in Arkansas. Oh, was it in Arkansas? Yeah.
I know,
in the NFL he didn't play. Exactly, I know. But I'm just saying, like, he played football, just not in the NFL.
So, of course...
Smoking, says Stephen White.
Well, of course, most of us are wanting to know, hey, what's going on with Zach Martin? Front office, give us a little something here. Every time Jerry opens his mouth about this, I like it less and less. Jerry said, quote, the real deal is what one player gets, the others don't. And it's not available to the others. And that's the system. It's up to me to basically allocate that when you have a contract in place.
Wow, they're playing the game. I'm pretty sure Stephen Jones said something very similar to this later about, we have a salary cap to worry about, guys. Uh-oh. You know what that means? We got to break out of here.
Salary cap 3 times? Does he appear like Beetlejuice?
We have to show this. It's that time of year. Hey, by the way, the shirt is available. But just in case you forgot, the pie is a lie.
It is a lie.
Remember that. You can avoidable years. You can put money forward. There's an expanding salary cap coming, continuously coming here in the next 8 years. The pie's a lie. So, but anyways, they'll tell you. Go ahead. Yeah, what else was said? Anything more about Zach Martin, who we need back here sooner than later?
Let me see here. I think I already touched on the Zach Martin comment, right?
I didn't know if I had him on the screen. That's why I don't know if you had anything.
So, he did go on to say that he is excited about some of the changes that we've made on our offense. Like, aside from the Zach Martin situation, of course.
He did. Brandon Cooks.
But I really like what Jerry said, just because it kind of backs up some of the things that we've not just suspected, but now had confirmed by watching our Cowboys in camp. He said, quote, it's Dak friendly. He's going to have an offensive line that's going to be able to protect him better. The spacing is narrower, which is conducive to protection. He's going to have more opportunities to dump the ball off on the backs. He's going to have less to do before the snap and less to read after the snap. The receiver is going to be less dependent upon reading the D-back and Dak reading the D-back. It's going to be more about being at a spot where they should be. The combination of all of it and all of its adjustments, not dramatic changes. And when you combine it all, then I'm confident we're going to be excited about how it protects Dak and how it actually helps efficiently for Dak.
I mean, I think basically it's what we've been saying for 6 years, 7 years on this channel here on YouTube. But basically what he's saying is exactly, you got to play to your quarterback's strengths, not to your OC's game plan necessarily.
So, now Jerry was also asked, do you believe that this is the best chance that the Cowboys have had to get, past that hump, right, to win the NFC? Jerry said, quote, I'm reluctant to use comparatively the best chance. But I will say that Philadelphia, and if we will, the Giants and Washington team, they need to be on their game. Because we are. We're going to be on our game. And we will be improved over last year. So, the best chance in a lot of years to be the top. I don't want to dismiss how accomplished Philadelphia is. The year they had last year and where they're starting this year, I don't want to dismiss that. And the Giants definitely have a chance to be better. And Washington could be really energized. Got a great coach. So I don't need to handicap it relative to where we'll end up. Just, we're better.
I would say almost everything except for the offensive line. We're the same. Unless you're talking about Terrence Steele coming back healthy. Tyron Smith is currently healthy. Zach Martin's not there, though, yet. So, are we better or are we just the same on the offensive line? The depth is the same. Crappy. That's my question to Jerry.
So, and that was actually it from our esteemed owner. Thank you so much, Jerry Jones, for sharing your little 2 cents.
Who then kicked in the door, waving the 4-4?
We got the baby Jones.
Boom.
Steven Jones.
Baby Nuts, Catboy, whatever you want to call him. We call him Steve.
So,
because he hates being called Steve, even though it's Steven. He really hates being called Steve. So here at MCF, we call him Steve. Steve Jones.
We must oblige.
We push the buttons.
So Steven Jones touched on a few things that Jerry touched on, but he was kind of focused on a different direction because he was actually talking about Schoonmaker real quick, and this is just like a super tiny little blurb here. Keep this in mind. We heard from Schoonmaker for the last time this past weekend, where he was basically just kind of saying, hey, I'm just dying to get out there, but Steven Jones, at least according to him, saying, quote, he's actually making a ton of progress. The best reports I've had on him have been from the last 3 days from Britt Brown, who is, remember guys, our coordinator or director of rehabilitation.
Yep.
So Steven Jones added in there, he's doing a hell of a job. I actually think he'll be moving into practice here at the end of the week.
So again, end of the week, like we had said earlier, this Steven Jones made that comment yesterday. We saw him in pads yesterday, even though he was not yet ready to go in the game. That's a big sign that he's going to be in soon. So soon is Schoonmaker going to hit that field. I'm going to bet, if it's not tomorrow, which is pads, definitely guaranteeing it to you guys. I almost can guarantee it. Friday they're off. Saturday they're back in there, and Saturday they'll be wearing pads. That'll be at the very latest. It's going to be Schoonmaker Saturday. Is probably the situation there for him coming back. So great news there. Great news.
Like I said, it's very, very positive trend, especially considering the partial tear of that plantar fasciitis and the kind of slightly tricky nature of that type of injury. So,
and we also remember, guys, we also have to get him in there. If he's a rookie, got to get him used to this in the system and scheme, whatever's going on. But also, McCarthy has a lot of plans to use him 40% to 60% of the time, whether a tight end, an inline blocker, a fullback type of guy.
Yep, like how Frame Rippers mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So all these things coming together. But yeah, Schoonmaker is actually a big part of what we're trying to do, right?
Agreed.
So anyway, let's kind of roll it on. So Steven Jones also touched on Zach Martin. No surprises there. Although he sounded eerily similar to Papa Jones.
Finally on the same page, those two, Jerry and Steven.
He said if this was just about Zach, this would be easy. But unfortunately, we've got a salary cap. And we've got to work around that.
Should I put it up again, baby? The pie is a goddamn lie.
A big, big lie.
Again, you guys, it's not a lie. I know you guys are saying, yeah, it's there. You got to manage it. You got to manage it.
No one's saying that you don't have to,
But to use it every time they use it as an excuse, that is why we're here with Zach Martin. Because Zach Martin's been seeing this with all the guys around him. Now it's his time. He had a 6-year deal to help the team out, so they can push money forward. He figured they would work with me if the salary cap goes up and my money goes up, and it should go up. Listen, he signed the deal, but now he gets to sit out, and that's the rules of the game. Steven Jones, Jerry Jones always seem to be a hair behind this stuff, and it's costing us. It's costing us now. I believe it's actually hurting us. Last week, not a big deal. Now we're in pads. It's not about hurting Zach Martin's fine. It's about hurting the defensive young guys like Mozzie Smith and Junior Fehoko, who I want to see compete against the best so they can get better, not compete against literally the worst in some situations in there that we got playing tackle and guard in there for the backup. As backups, our depth. Of course, Mozzie Smith's going to look great in there. I'm just and he looks great. Don't get me wrong. He's going against Biotish, and it's a tough matchup there. But what I'm trying to say is that Mozzie Smith against Zach Martin would be the real test. We ain't seen that. That's where it hurts the Cowboys. Not that Zach Martin's working his ass off right now like he was in camp. He's just not able to do it with other people.
I don't doubt in any way that Zach Martin isn't going to be at least physically ready to go, as physically as you can be without like an actual full training camp, which Zach Martin's the type of guy to barely miss a beat. He has the experience to be able to just kind of jump into things without needing that type of help and support. Again, big difference from the Schoonmaker situation we were just touching on, where it's actually the opposite. Like, man, he could really use a lot of that time now to be able to do the things that he wants to be able to do.
Agree.
So, kind of rolling as far as some other comments by Steven Jones. He said, quote, "We've put this team together where you've got a great quarterback like Dak Prescott. You feel like you're in it every year, as you should be. I do feel like we have a great foundation around Dak. Dak sets the tone year in and year out. He epitomizes a sensational appetite to be great."
He does. That's one thing Dak does. He talked when you saw him on Hard Knocks. You heard him saying, I'll fucking throw all the passes, even when he was injured a little bit in his arm, his shoulder strain. He's out there yelling. We talked about it the other day with Peyton Hendershot. Dak was yelling at him, to his, in a, not like he's throwing shit at him, but he's like yelling at him in his face, like you gotta make sure you make those catches. He was dropping a couple passes. Remember, last year it led to an interception to Dak when Peyton Hendershot dropped the pass. The rest of the time Dak threw the ball to him, Hendershot never dropped another pass. In fact, got a couple catches and then got to the end zone, a touchdown. Nice play by Hendershot. So Dak, taking ownership. Per McCarthy, looks like Dak's done that. And he's the leader now, not just saying I'm doing it, but telling you, not just showing you, but he's actually getting in their faces, taking ownership and leadership of this team. I love it.
So, no, I didn't realize that you were done there real quick.
Gotta be on the toes.
So, keep it rolling here with Stephen Jones. He was also asked as far as the competition on the roster, but he kind of mentioned that it isn't exactly clear cut, according to him, which direction they're leaning in as far as their young kickers. So honestly, no surprise, it's been exactly 1 day since we've seen them actually kick anything or do anything. So I'm kind of glad we haven't made any decisions, but at the same time, it doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence because I'm not really feeling either one of them all that much.
2 days of kicking. We'll talk about yesterday's in a minute. We talked about the first day already. They're about the same right now, which is we're not sure. JD from DC, we definitely know. He dropped that 5 on it.
Woo.
JD in the house.
JD, much love.
Representing an enemy territory. What did JD from DC have to say?
Said, finally, JD from DC is back in the house. What's up, fam? I missed y'all.
Missed you, brother.
Go Cowboys.
Much love.
Thank
much
you
appreciation.
So much, JD. First of all, welcome back. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you, the family, everyone is doing all right.
Yes.
And as, of course, everyone kind of rolls in here saying hello and hi. Our football season is kicking off once more, so I know we're all recognizing some familiar faces around these parts, but don't forget to familiarize yourself with the like button. Seriously, guys, super easy, quick, simple way to help support the channel. Subscribe down below, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. That way you never miss a live stream. Because sometimes, like tonight, no notifications, especially during these training camp days, because we're posting footage throughout the day, constantly keeping you guys updated. Sometimes that does mean we don't get that notification at night, but it is worth it to keep our cowboy things up.
Stay on Twitter, MyCowboysFamily. Stay in Discord. That's the way you'll get the notifications in case it's not working here. You see him kicking 60 yarders, but he's not doing that now. Brandon Aubrey, he's about, he's all right. He's just not anything that's going to sell me right now. I want to hear more about the kicking. JD on that board. I think he's in a tie for 8th place. He's back all the way from DC, repping that star over everything.
Well, Steven didn't really touch too more on the kicking situation, but he does think that Tony Pollard is underrated when it comes to pass protection.
Well, not on this channel.
I actually, I was gonna say I co-signed that statement in a general sense, but you're right. At least here this is a Tony Pollard believer.
It's not a believer. We know it. Last year he was second best percentage-wise in holding his blocks in pass protection amongst all running backs. The second best. Zeke was 23rd. I don't want to make anyone mad. These are the facts.
Stephen Jones even said that Zeke was rare in that element of his
Zeke
game.
was consistent his whole career from day one to last year, even if it dropped off a little bit. Zeke was always someone you can trust protecting the quarterback.
So at least, even I admit within our organization, we probably got a little spoiled by that. Just a little bit. So, understandable though.
You never know. He might be back.
So, Stephen Jones was also asked, hey, were you surprised that Tony Pollard elected to play on the tag instead of a long-term deal? Stephen Jones said, well, I have respect for that. I'm sure TP thinks that if he put together a big year as the number one back, that he can create maybe more value.
And he may, but in the running back area, when you don't have, a lot of guys getting paid over $10 million, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Tony Pollard, unless he can show he could be like a Deebo Samuel, and that's only if the Cowboys decide to utilize him that way. So the McCarthy and I guess you could say the Joneses to some extent, how the Cowboys use him.
So Stephen Jones was asked, is Zeke still a possibility, a chance, an option? Stephen said, absolutely. Anyone who's a free agent, if the business is right.
Oh, boy. You know what I'm getting feels of right there, baby? This is the third time I'm going to say it tonight. I'm getting feels of the lie that is called the pie. The pie is a lot. It just feels like it. But
can you feel disturbance in the force?
I do. But I will say this. If Zeke is not even getting paid from big spenders out there, and maybe the Patriots, they're waiting for him to lower his price too. It just sounds like he wants to. And he was with the Bucks. They said no, basically. So every place is saying no. Is it the fact that nobody wants him? No. 3 teams are obviously interested. The Bucks were, the Patriots are, and the Cowboys will always be. But no one is going to pay him what he wants right now. Not one team. So I don't blame the pie here. Just know you have the money to pay it. You don't want to, and that's fine, Stevie. But just saying, like, to me, Zeke, you can get what he's worth. His worth maybe is $2 million plus incentives. $2 million to be fully guaranteed. And then you get incentives if he becomes gets a certain number of touchdowns, yardage. Then you can see him maybe playing a role as a blocking running back, a full back type guy, short yardage guy.
TP just wants to get paid what he's worth.
And that's true.
And the reality is
that's
that right
Zach
now,
Martin's
all running backs are not being paid what they're worth, which is really sad.
It's almost like they're using the system of running backs getting 6 years at most, breaking down on tags, and then you're done. And then you just go to the cheaper rookie at that point or second-year guy that you drafted. So, and that's the cycle of the running back right now. Not a good thing for them as far as cashing in.
Yeah, Thomas Garrett, he's probably on a yacht somewhere celebrating, right? He's like, y'all know Jerry's smoking that loud and drinking that Johnny Walker Blue.
Oh, you know it. Well, he's going to 7-Eleven to get that wine, though. So, as you keep it going here, baby, I know you have more comments. Of course. I don't know if it's Stephen Jones that spoke, but is he still speaking?
That last comment was it from Stephen Jones. So, yeah, that mention there as far as Ezekiel Elliott was his last little.
All right. So just saying, guys, Zeke is still on the table because he's a free agent, not necessarily because the Cowboys want him.
Like I said,
remember that
most of what Steven said was basically just echoing
Jerry. Yeah,
like almost word for word there. So, but it's all good now. Someone who is unequivocally unique, Dan Quinn, the man himself,
the guy we all know and love.
Really,
that's the guy we all know and love, Dan Quinn, the man.
So he actually spoke quite a bit and was asked, obviously we have a lot of things here going on our defense. He was asked what it's like to work with someone like Stephon Gilmore on the defense. He actually went into a bit of a funny story. He said, I'll tell you a story that happened probably about 3 weeks ago. I was out walking with my wife, and it must have been about 10 minutes had gone by, and she says, where are they? And I said, where's who? And she said, where are the players in your head? You haven't said anything for like 10 minutes, and I'm just sitting there watching you. And we were just walking. I said, oh my God, my bad. So I said, well, we're doing good. I was like, all right, what would that look like if he was to go over to this side, and how would that go? So, and as in
the side of the field.
As in Stephon Gilmore, of course. So basically, like, his wife was asking him, like, basically mentally, where are you putting these new players? Like, where are you moving the pieces around? So just wanted to add some context there. So Quinn goes on to say, that's some of the rookies we have. We have 9, rookies that are here, including Steph, who's new, but that's a good nucleus. But adding these new guys, that's been a real priority for me coming into camp. What some of your goals coming in to say, oh, can I really integrate the new guys? Can I really, understand what makes them that? Who needs work in what area? And that's just why sometimes in practice, we're now just calling plays to see some guys, like, I want to see a lot of man-to-man against the tight end. And that's a nice part of training camp. I can do that.
I just know that one guy's going to be covering the tight end is going to be Jaron Kearse. But, hey, I love Gilmore on the outside with Diggs. And it's just the fact that, Dan Quinn's always thinking about, masterminding this defense. When he first came on this team, baby, remember what I said? I said Dan Quinn is the chess master, and Micah is the queen piece. And that's I can't be more accurate on that statement, I think, than those words. So I think Dan Quinn, he's always thinking how to improve and get this defense better, even walking the dogs with his wife. So love this mindset from him, from Micah, from Mozzie. A lot of M's going on. Mike McCarthy. Anyway.
So Quinn had this to say as far as the benefits of being out in Cali for training camp. He said there's a real advantage to coming away. There's a connection that takes place. There's some things just being away together as a group, you may not be able to quantify and put a number on it, the importance of that. You can't measure that. But I would say this connection that they have, they're in between meetings or at night or being together. It integrates your team as good as you can. And so when it gets to, late January when they're, in a playoff game, loud as hell, and there's like 2 minutes left, and it's 13-13, when you're connected that way, not just like, this guy's a teammate, but like, you got for this guy because you've put your heart into it, some of that happens here.
Love it.
Man, Quinn really does have quite a way with words. So... as far as players constantly developing, progressing, things like that, Dan Quinn kind of mentioned that, and that he thinks that the NBA does a very good job of it. I think the NBA has done a good job of developing players. I'm certainly interested into seeing how they can take somebody, and sometimes they may only have 1 year of college or none, and work them up, see how they go, and utilize those players to keep improving. Because to me, development sometimes gets a bad word, like where it's not just a younger player. Like, we're developing all the guys. Micah's developing, he's getting better. Jaron Curse has developed. Like, there's always things that they work on to get better at. And so you don't want to think if, you think, oh, hey, I made it, I don't have to work anymore. Like, say goodbye. Deal. Exactly. Yeah. So, keeping it rolling here, Quinn, I don't know if you guys have heard that weird-ass narrative now that, Dak isn't a leader, that the team just kind of steps all over him or whatever. Quinn said, he's certainly one of the best leaders that I've been around. That's a player through all my times in the NFL.
Damn.
He's got that kind of it factor around him. Not just a leader on offense, but he's a leader amongst our team.
That's, again, from Dan Quinn saying another huge compliment there. That's not just being said because he's being nice. Nice to know.
So, of course. So, but yeah, that was it from our Dan Quinn. Thank you so much for chiming in there, Dan Quinn, and letting us know what you think.
Yeah, it's good. Now, we're going right over to pretty sure some of the coaching staff, right? I mean...
Yep. So we actually got to hear from a few of our assistant coaches and position coaches. And in this particular case, our defensive back coach, Al Harris, spoke quite a bit on, you guessed it, Stephon Gilmore.
I'll leave Dan Quinn represent defense.
Who is apparently a very popular guy to talk about in these last few days, yes.
Oh, well, let's put him up on the screen. I'm sorry.
No, Harris is very excited, saying, quote, his preparation, he's on it every single day. He eats right, studies, takes notes. And the thing about it is, usually when you get guys that have the accolades that he has and the amount of years he's played, you kind of, as a coach, you don't know if you can disrupt that. And he's still willing to learn. Just little things that you tweak him on, you've only got to tell him once. And he's been great. I think it's awesome. I think that was a really, really good addition for the team. Addition for the team and the entire defense. I'm like, oh, hey, it could be an addiction. So, but yeah, Al Harris also added this little thought here on boss man Fat Kelvin Joseph, which I call bullshit, I'm sorry. But he said Fat is doing a good job, man. He's as strong as battery acid when you watch him.
That's called the nice way of saying, he's great, yeah. Something's up. We all seen what he's getting spun around out there multiple times, especially CeeDee Lamb, and is just working him. A lot of the guys are working him. We got to see more from KJ. We got to see more from Kelvin Joseph. He may be hanging in the balance, but I also wanted to, because again, the whole Stephon Gilmore thing was interesting because
basically he just touched on the fact that he's
such a professional. He's a vet that's on it. He's very businesslike about this professional. I love it.
And all that's the what things we need that on this go team. Into it too, right? Because it's one thing to say he's a professional in the field or he helps the team, but it's all the preparation, right? Yeah. The way he eats, the way he studies, the way he takes care of himself.
But he shows that shows up in the room with the other cornerbacks who are all younger than him. So that's a great veteran to have in the house there.
Mm-hmm. So kind of rolling on to another positions coach here, guys. We heard from our running backs coach, Jeff Blasco.
Yep.
Who chimed in here to say a few things about our running backs, saying each guy has his own unique skill set. We're trying to find out exactly what each guy does well. We're going to have to be creative from a big picture standpoint in terms of assembling it and putting it all together. Obviously, with the departure of Zeke, we're not asking guys to come in here and be Ezekiel Elliott. So He also went on there to say, I want Malik Davis to be Malik Davis. I want Rico Dowdle to be Rico Dowdle. I want Deuce Vaughn to be Deuce Vaughn.
That he is.
It's a tricky process. We're in the early stages of it, and these guys have given us everything that we've asked for up to this point. So, we see here. Kind of keep rolling, right? He added in there that Rico is a bigger physical back, more of a downhill square type runner. The pass protection piece, he fits what we're doing. I've always had a relationship with Rico, and it's been cool to now be in the same room with Rico and take that relationship to another level.
It's funny how the Cowboys are pushing Rico Dowdle since Ronald Jones has been suspended, right? Since that day, before we knew it, McCarthy was talking him up, and then, talking up Rico, Dowdle, and not mentioning anything about Ronald Jones. So I'm just saying, it's interesting, right? And Deuce Vaughn, we know Deuce Vaughn's role. It's going to be like that third down, Darren Sproles role, in my opinion. And don't be surprised if he's using the red zone.
So he went on to add, the football IQ is through the roof with him. The professionalism, the note-taking, things you don't see when you're not in the meeting room with him every day. Those are things that have caught my eye since taking over in the spring. He's nails here, and obviously he has the physical skill set to take on a lot of these responsibilities.
So good to know there. Rico is their guy. From the coaches' side of things, coaches are pushing Rico Dowdle. We'll see. To me, Malik Davis is the more all-around Tony Pollard type like guy. Dowdle is more, you can say, even more now power, kind of the power guy, the downhill runner. So we'll see.
I know, but even Dowdle acknowledged the fact that, because, and I'm reading this now just because it ties into what we just spoke about, but he said, this is the biggest opportunity since I've been here, honestly. I've just got to come in and earn it. I've always had to come in and earn my spot each year. It just so happens to be the 3 spot. This year happens to be the 2 spot. I'm looking and just trying to take advantage.
Well, here it comes. We're going to see the battle play out in training camp and in preseason between, to me, it's going to be Malik Davis versus Rico Dowdle. And I think the 3rd spot is Deuce Vaughn as that specialist back. One of those two, I think, in Rico Dowdle and Malik Davis will probably have to be cut. And the other one's going to probably be the number 2 right now, as of now. We'll see. Maybe there's also a chance Rojo gets his job still. It comes back week 3.
So now that is it as far as our front office, our coaches, staff, all that stuff. Because now we get to hear straight from our players.
Yeah.
First, I do want to take a second to...
first we got to hear from training camp.
Yes.
And I'll try to make it fast as possible. But before that, I want to hear from the family in the chat.
It's all good. Let me see here. 808 Cowboy said, people sleeping on Lupke. That dude can do it all.
I like Lipke. I just want to see, he's a guy that's going to be used as that fullback type guy. He can run, block, catch. So we got to, again, not a lot of people talk about him, but if McCarthy uses him a certain way, I think that you get the most out of him. He might be another option, viable option for the Cowboys.
So, Q Ball, what's up?
Q Ball.
Let me see here. Steve White says, Zach needs to retire and get to work. Make us proud.
He'll be in work soon, I'm sure.
He'll be there. Let me see. Micah then said, Baby Jones just wants to hear his own voice, just like Daddy.
Agree.
Let me see. Chappelle Hannon, what's up? Just me, Kathy, much love. Harold Jones, all of you guys. Hey, everybody here chilling, hanging with us. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you didn't already. Follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Hop in the Discord down below. Thank you to the sponsor of the weeks. 3 weeks in a row, Skeptical Fan.
Much love.
Always stay skeptical. Of course, you see Jason Renfro repping it with 95 points up there on the board.
Snug X got the crown and the Cash App.
That's right. He's the representing.
Yeah.
But, of course, I think Jason Renfro
he's
knocking and trying to take that crown.
He's in the lead there, and Skeptical is going for 4 right now, a little bit in front of Jason Renfro. Let's continue this thing with Mike McCarthy. And it's important to note here, guys, McCarthy, he spoke, this was from, he didn't speak today. This was from yesterday, and it's only a couple of things here. I'm going to fly through it. I think it's important. And then we're going to get into the training camp footage and discussion. Not discussion, but the breakdown real quick of some of my thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts, baby, as well, during the video, for the when we're watching the breakdown. But Mike McCarthy spoke first, guys, River Ridge Complex in Oxnard, California. He said that the football operations video department had the best day of anyone in that first padded practice on Monday. He said, quote, they gave us great tape to teach off of. again, guys, first day in pads, they wanted to make sure execution would be better. All right, so they got the video. You can work off a lot of that, and there's a lot of assignments missed, execution not as clean as it needs to be. Again, day one in pads. So we'll see where we go from there. McCarthy said this about Ronald Jones' suspension, and we'll hear from Ronald Jones in a minute. He said, quote, "We support him, and we'll work through this. We'll just continue to develop the other running backs in the room." Like we just heard about the Rico Dowdle situation, and the running back coach Jeff Blasco. There's a battle going down for that number 2 spot if Ronald Jones is not going to be able to get back or even win that job. McCarthy said this about Zeke, right? Bringing him back because he had his 2 cents to say about free agent Ezekiel Elliott. Quote, "Well, why not bring back Ezekiel Elliott?" is what they asked Mike McCarthy. He said, quote, "Well, because of the reps. We're just not going to hit a bump and then give up on the path. We want to see these young guys. I want to see them play in games." So the reason? They don't want to take reps away from Deuce Vaughn. They don't want to take reps away from Rico Dowdle or Malik Davis or Tyler Lipke.
Which honestly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, that would hurt the development of these guys that are trying to bring in as a 3 guy, as a 2 guy, and see more of them. Right now they want to see more of them than get Ezekiel Elliott. And they figure, I'm assuming they're going to figure Malik Davis can do what Zeke does, or something like it. He can give us more than Zeke in some ways running the ball. Same thing with Rico Dowdle. Same thing with Deuce. So that's pretty much it. They want these young guys, and they want to work them in there and see who's going to take those spots. Now, the great news yesterday was about what's going on with Sam Williams. Mike McCarthy yesterday. You can't see Sam Williams back there, but there he is. Sam Williams, according to Mike McCarthy, did participate in individual drills. That was just one day after that shoulder strain. So great news. I mean, we discussed this already, but McCarthy kind of clarified that yesterday. He also said about another player on our team here that had injury. And this is going to build up to what we're talking about later today. But Trayvon Diggs is going to try to do more to try to go full blast. He's going to start individual work, and he's going to build on that. Guys, he did individual work and then did the teamwork as well, the goal line work. He's basically had a full practice for Trayvon Diggs. Now, Dorrance Armstrong yesterday, was hamstring tightness. Today he worked back, as you guys know. We talked about that already earlier. McCarthy said that Tyron Smith is going to do only individual drills. At least that was yesterday. It's almost like a vet day for him yesterday. More reps for the younger linemen. That was the goal there. He said, quote, "We've got to find out about these guys, but he likes the whole versatility of this offensive line. I need more than that." McCarthy also said, quote, "I think Tony Pollard has done an outstanding job. He's done a great job of being a leader, of being the veteran in the room." So good job by Tony Pollard leading the running back room. Last things here about McCarthy.
Which, by the way, is actually, I don't want to say impressive because it makes it sound like he couldn't do it. Just that, like you said, there's some Zeke-filled holes that he had to kind of start filling there. And I think that he's done a relatively admirable job. In as much, I mean, obviously, it's still kind of early, so let me see. Thank you so much, Just Me, Kathy. Appreciate that. And of course, we appreciate fans of all types.
Yeah, I saw her yesterday on one of the channels. She's got a big channel, and also Packers fan I saw there, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we obviously don't like the Packers, but this guy right here came from Green Bay, of course, Mike McCarthy. So a little bit about Mike. Big Mike here. So appreciate you joining us. Yeah, appreciate you.
Kind of like the first pancake.
Definitely our best chance with a coach, I think, since like Parcells days. Let's just go back to that point. Now, appreciate everybody in the room, by the way. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, of course, subscribing to this channel. So as we're trying to finish up here to get to the kind of the visual here, McCarthy was talking about the wide receiver position, has more speed than in recent years. He said, quote, "I like the balance of veterans versus the balance of young guys on this team. When it comes to the receiver spot, we have some young guys who have been impressive." So there was a lot of, you'll see here, some one-on-ones with defensive backs in the drills. McCarthy also said that rookie 7th rounder Jalen Brooks, a guy we talked about last week a little bit, is showing up. He's being consistent. He reminds me of like the Dennis Houston from, Dennis Houston receiver came out of nowhere. He's 7th rounder. You're not going to really make much of a name. Well, he is. And he's, according to McCarthy, quote, "very impressive." I'm excited to see even more of him today, and we did see more. You'll see here in a minute. He also said that he could definitely reach a higher potential than thought because, quote, I think this definitely plays to his skill set, the way that the Cowboys are running their offense. Very good stuff there to know, getting a guy that fits right in to McCarthy's kind of scheme. And again, you got to usually be, got to flow around the player, but that's your main guys. You can't flow around your 7th round pick. He's flowing right into this scheme. So McCarthy doing a great job there. McCarthy is also very admiring of the great, dominant Micah Parsons. And he said, well, they're saying basically, how was Micah in the first day of pads yesterday, guys? He was a terror against Tyron Smith on Monday. Yesterday, he was a terror on Dak Prescott. I'll explain it. You'll see it in a minute, guys. But again, according to McCarthy, quote, he's very impactful. Talking with him afterwards, and he said, quote, I'll be better tomorrow. And the offensive side of me said, I hope not. McCarthy doesn't want Micah to be that disruptive for the offense because you can't get plays done. And you'll see, once again, Micah. I mean, I think, and to an extent, maybe we're going to talk about this a little bit more tonight, but I kind of want to see Micah Parsons reeled back a little bit.
I was going to say,
they got to reel him back.
Pretty much everyone, and I can't remember what player it is specifically, but I know one of our other Cowboy players here kind of mentioned, Micah gives 110% while he's out there and definitely brings the intensity. So definitely think we can dial that down just a tiny bit, just because now it's been a handful of incidents where we've heard that a player kind of almost got hurt because Micah's, going a little too hard there.
Before this practice, we had Tyron Smith already flung around the field. He's a guy that breaks like glass if you twist him the wrong way. So Tyron Smith, I never seen him lose a set ever in his life. Even when he was injured, he still looked better than what he looked like yesterday on Monday. And then Micah, unfortunately, you'll see him, as you guys know, runs into Dak Prescott. The quarterbacks wear the red shirts for a reason, so not to hit them. You can't make a mistake. It was more like a slip and fall in, but he's just going so hard. I can't wait to see him do this to other quarterbacks. Now, McCarthy finished his press conference yesterday saying, quote, I'd say this is clearly the most depth I've ever had on the defensive line. I love it. We can't get enough work. This is a perfect illustration of why we're not practicing against each other, against other teams. Remember, they're not doing scrimmages this year, guys. McCarthy continued saying, I think the offense and defense, we challenge each other at a very high level. So you can see that we got off to a pretty good start with that on Monday. Again, defensive line depth at edges and the 1-tech, 2-tech, 3-tech, 4. Mike McCarthy loves all the I guess you could say the quality and the depth we have on the defensive trench. Now, the last thing, just saying this again, the Cowboys, according to McCarthy, in the first Monday practice, constantly affecting whoever was the quarterback, despite missing Dorrance Armstrong and, of course, Sam Williams walked off the field. So, with the shoulder strain, even with that, the Cowboy defensive line was dominating, affecting every quarterback. The thing I'm going to repeat, baby, is there's no Zach Martin in there. Mm-hmm. There's no, Tyron Smith didn't play this last practice, the one that he didn't participate in Tuesday's practice.
A few gaps still there.
Yeah. And, I'm just saying, Terrence Steele, of course, he's practicing, but he's not, full-time repping it right now. So, there's a balance there. You got to make sure some of these things are because the defense is good. Some of the defense is good, some of it because the offensive line is struggling right now with backups. So, I'm going to flip on the video here. I don't know if there's any quick comments before we get rolling into this finale. I guess you go the sub-finale because you got a couple quotes to say here. We can say it for tomorrow.
49er Jeff is asking, can Dak get you guys over the hump?
Oh, yeah. Dak is not the problem. Again, I'm going to say Trent Dilfer. He got a Super Bowl as a quarterback. Dak is much better than Trent Dilfer. But my point is, I think that Dak Prescott, as long as you play to his skill set, 1,000%. He's a quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. He's a quarterback. Occasionally, I would say top 10 quarterback that can get you championships or Super Bowls or a lot of wins in the playoffs if you play to his skill set, to his strengths, not the Kellen Moore. Hey, be aggressive, throwing a triple coverage, tight windows. Even though he did great at that, it was too much to ask for. Bad play calling on first down, lack of success on first and second downs. That's what killed this team when we ran the ball poorly last year. Set it up. We'd throw the ball. It's 1st and 10 now. It's incomplete, whatever. They got us on that first play. Now it's 2nd and 10. We run the ball for a yard gain. Now it's 3rd and 9. And we got to have a play that most of the league seem to know a lot of the play calls by Kellen Moore in the sense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2021, 2022, they said it was the same offense. And, last year when they beat us kicking off the season. So it's about the, to me, it's, the coaching is improved with McCarthy. Now I think what McCarthy's been doing in this training camp is what I've been saying, and maybe you've kind of been saying it as well since the beginning, that they should have been doing with this quarterback 3 coaches ago. Garrett Linehan, Kellen Moore. McCarthy got it, I think, and he finally is given the ability to do that. I think in the past it was Kellen Moore and Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, that were kind of riding, that sled, you can say, and I think driving that car, and McCarthy kind of overseeing the whole thing. It was a little different. Now McCarthy has all power, and it's already been improved, I think, for this offense. And the defense is dominant. Oh, we need a little bump on offense. We're going to make that run for the Super Bowl. I truly believe that. It's not delusional. It's factual. So, anyways, much love for the question. I love the other
Stephen
teams
White
talking.
said, hopefully we don't need to depend on any other players to get this ring because we are deep.
Yeah, exactly. And injuries are going to come, though.
Oh, of course. And, knock on wood, but it's kind of like what Haley94 Ware mentioned a little while ago. We have gotten very, very lucky. I'm going to knock on wood one more time, that mainly bumps and bruises, and that the few bumps and bruises we do have, our players should still be ready to go, for the regular season. So
Donovan Wilson being the biggest injury, and Terrence Steele to watch as well. Jordan Lewis might be also another guy, but we got DeRon Bland. DeRon Bland's rocking the spot, and so is Ruben Leal. Much love to Ruben. Welcome to the family.
Thank you for subbing it up.
Keep growing it here on My Cowboys Familia. Now, let's talk about it, baby, because the training camp obviously happened. And I'll put the video here, day 5 video, in case you didn't miss it. There's a standalone video, so check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Put a comment there. Micah came out roaring, guys. Yeah, literally roaring right there. And then said, CD, I'm going to kill you. And then did this. And CD standing there looking like a little bit like dumbfounded. I love it. I love the attitude. It is like a war here, defense, offense. Listen, Dak Prescott. Let's start off with Dak here, as you see. Let me see what the practice is looking like. Oh, yeah, they're going to do some drills here, catching the ball like you always see at the receivers. But you're also going to see these. I know you like this drill when they're competing for the ball, the defense and offense. So Micah really always competitive, always he's going to win. So, I don't know what you think about this, baby, but I personally.
Honestly, I love this drill just because, again, multiple things at once. It honestly feels like something you could easily recreate at a playground with a bunch of 8-year-olds, which I think is definitely a good thing. I mean that in a good way. But more importantly than that is just, again, like, look at the energy from this team. Look at the way that, honestly, they're fighting each other.
Competing.
Like, it's
Micah
it's
now,
serious,
defense, who is this?
real.
Micah and who is that? Looks like it's J-Ron Curse, maybe? I don't know, but they're out there fighting for the ball, and it's just... Look, Micah just keeps winning. It's competition. Everything to Micah is a competition. Yeah, it is cursed there. I love it. And look at him doing the right thing.
You start noticing how kind of like almost frustrated some people look at Micah. Like, damn, can you just chill from being that good for like 5 minutes?
Here's a close up of what you're seeing. But now, as we discuss, I'm going to say some notes and pointers I have. Dak Prescott. You'll see him in this video. 23 completions out of 34 attempts. He had 11 incompletions in the team and 7-on-7 drills. He started off 8 of 9, and the only incompletion was a drop. So pretty much missed 10 on the day. Started off fantastic. He was also very sharp on his throws on one-on-one work. They were very good throws, targeted well with coverage. So great job by Dak Prescott. By the way, you're seeing CeeDee Lamb back in the mix. He's in there competing. And just so and here's CeeDee Lamb also in there losing that battle, and Turpin in the mix here against Trayvon Diggs. Now again,
a little unfair, but sure.
But I think Trayvon has to catch the ball. Oh no, it goes back and forth. So first the one catch. Oh, look at Trayvon lost.
Nah.
So, but the point is, it was good to see Trayvon Diggs out there, and then of course Stephon Gilmore here trying to play defense and loses that one surprisingly. But anyways, as we keep talking here, Dak Prescott looked really good in the beginning, kind of, leveled out throughout the practice, but very sharp. His throws were very good. If it was bad, it was because of coverage. Just Tolbert up there. And again, he ran from about the 10-yard line on 4th down, and you'll see he was, stopped from a touchdown. They're needing a touchdown. So again, Dak, that defense is too much right now. As you can see in here getting ready. I love these drills. It's consistent. It's constant. Every day they do it. It's like muscle memory. DeMarcus Lawrence. Osa. Keep it coming. Gallimore. Who's that? Golston. Ohana. There's Mozzie.
Just a conveyor belt.
There's Isaiah Alarcon. You got, of course, Micah and LV at the end there. But you're seeing it. You're seeing Devin Harper was in there. So I love this. Let's keep watching that as we talk about the offense. Dak Prescott, surgical. Great passing. You'll see it here, guys. Through three touchdown passes to CeeDee Lamb. You wait till you see those plays. Michael Gallup also caught a couple touchdowns. Jake Ferguson caught a touchdown. Peyton Hendershot caught a touchdown.
How about this? Maybe it's easier to say who didn't catch a touchdown.
Really, all the starters seem to be.
Didn't catch one.
See, all the starters are big role players. All scored. Dak showed a lot of accuracy hitting tight ends, specifically Peyton Hendershot when he was covered very well by number 55, Leighton Vander Esch. When, kind of LVE's head was turned, low pass on purpose, and Peyton Hendershot adjusted nicely to the touchdown by Dak. And again, it was either going to be incomplete or a touchdown. And it was a great job there to beat Leighton Vander Esch, who, I'll say this again, is coming in a lot of the blitzing. You'll see him here, which means the Cowboys trust Damone Clark at the middle linebacker spot. Keep that in mind. With LVE coming off the edge a little more often, that means they're trusting Damone Clark in stopping the run and getting any kind of zone coverage passes or whatever may be done there. So now CeeDee Lamb, you'll see him here at the end of the video as he does some final workouts, catching the ball in the jugs machine. He was wearing an NFL Jam T-shirt. If you guys remember NBA Jam, I know I do. Mm-hmm. It was on the shirt. The two players that he had chosen, of course, was Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. So that goes there. I love that. This is going to be a little bit of a preview. You'll see this again in a minute. This is some of the goal line mojo moment work. And, Ferguson catching a touchdown. We'll go back to that in a minute, guys. I do want to say when it comes to the CeeDee Lamb side of things, he was unguardable in this practice. 7-on-7s. He had his back-to-back touchdowns. You'll see one perfect route run. Then you'll see another one, a perfect catch in the corner of the end zone over two guys. Fantastic stuff there. And he did that between, the two guys he caught it over, the touchdown, Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland. So definitely some good coverage guys. And CeeDee Lamb, just beautiful, beautiful play. You'll see that here coming soon. Now, separation, not an issue for Lamb. And Dak and him are definitely on the same page, locked in with each other. CeeDee Lamb also talked about this offense being in Dak Prescott's hands. All right, you see some special teams play here. Kickoff coverage and blocking kind of drills by John Fossil Bones. But what I'm trying to say here is that the offense is in Dak's hands now. And Dak was working on more zone reads in this practice than he did all of last year. So a lot of zone read kind of work for Dak. McCarthy is giving Dak more freedom to make decisions. So I'm going to ask you about this, and Dak getting more decisions now by learning the zone reads, adjusting on the fly.
Jerry said it earlier. This is a Dak-led offense now.
And McCarthy giving Dak more freedom to make decisions. You might see Dak scramble. We know it's going to happen. Scramble more when you use that dual threat possibility a little more often. Ferguson here, he's going to be a goal line guy. You want to get him on your fantasy football team there. Again, Dak going to the corner here. Up and over to CeeDee Lamb on Marquise Bell. Again, mismatch, obviously. Dak to CeeDee, easy TD. You see CeeDee Lamb here with a touchdown. Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup also had touchdowns. Here you see another angle of the CeeDee Lamb touchdown. But you'll see Brandon Cooks with a fantastic over-the-head catch. Gets both feet in. Gallup has a great catch in some other drills you'll see in a minute. And there's Turpin, by the way, with the TD. They made all 5 of their goal line mojo moments, by the way. The offense won, beat the defense. So it's a great play route here. And again, it's good coverage. But Deron Bland just, is that Bland? I can't tell. Red wine. The thing is that, it's only so much you can do with the guy in motion already. Like with Turpin in motion, with that speed. And that's what you got to use him the right way, in my opinion. So, here you're seeing a great fake, purposely done, looking to the right by Dak, going back to another touchdown for Ferguson, going left. This is the kind of stuff you're going to see on the goal line for the Cowboys. And I think this is just plain simple stuff here, right? Money up. up and part of the family here.
Thank you for summing it up.
Appreciate you. Much love, and thanks for growing the channel. The family, almost at 24K. 24,000 members, family members here. Family, that's a lot. Dak, look at this play. Brandon Cooks over the top, my goodness. 2 feet in, touch. That's a TD. Now, coverage great or not, doesn't matter. You know why? Still a tough play. It's a great pass by Dak. Great. Look at this route by Brandon Cooks to break out, and just Dak getting the ball in the one spot that only he can catch it. That's all we want from you, Dak. And McCarthy has found that rhythm for him. Now, a lot of zone reads today for Dak, or in this one here. The battle for the 4th receiver spot is between Jalen Tolbert and Cavante Turpin. Simi Fehoko is off the list now. That's the word here, guys. So Simi, again, injured as well.
Finally, no offense. But,
Tolbert or Cavante Turpin. And I think Turpin has been more of a kind of pops off the screen a little bit more. I'm going to be honest. But Tolbert's kind of been consistent, much better than last year. Of course, 3rd rounder. I think both of them are. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 will be one of those two. To me, it's the same difference. To me, Turpin is more used. Look at this play, by the way. Gallup over Stephon Gilmore. I know you guys want to see this one more time. Look at this. First of all, are we seeing the old Gallup? We're definitely seeing a great Stephon Gilmore coverage, but a one-handed grab. And just watch the mastery of CeeDee Lamb and his route running, his catching ability. Almost breaks his leg there. Kelvin Joseph, you schmuck. Can't. I mean, again, I hate to see him torched and burned the entire camp so far, but the last thing I want to see is CeeDee Lamb get hurt in any way. I think you're going to see the same route here, a little close-up version of it. Yeah, let's just be careful. Just be careful. I'm knocking on wood right now. But this route here just burns him. Burns Kelvin Joseph. Whoop. Peace, see you later. And I say great pass by Dak Prescott. Great timing. I think Dak's kind of clicking a little bit more here when it comes to, the feel with the receivers. Now here is that Tolbert. A great pass by Dak. Cooking again. Burning Kelvin Joseph again. Yeah. And here's DaRon Bland knocking the ball down. I think they're getting a little revenge, and you'll see some more matchups. This is all Turpin time here. Slant, boom, touchdown. That's all. So let's see. You keep watching this. I like it. The battle for this job here is between number 18 and number 9. There's number 9. Create separation. The ball's low. Who cares? He still got it. DaRon Bland couldn't even catch him there. Here's our second. I call him a second receiver. It's Brandon Cooks because I think he's dynamic, and he's going up against Gilmore. Gilmore wins this battle. You gotta love it, right? Either way, here you go. You got some kind of what is this? The 7-on-7 action here. So no defensive or offensive line. So you'll see some trying to work down the field here. Brandon Cooks so shifty. So I love what they're doing out there on offense. Simi Fehoko, by the way, losing the battle of the quad injury, definitely not in the mix compared to Jalen Tolbert or Cavante Turpin. There's Brandon Cooks. I mean, just doing some great stuff out there. Cooks is one of the great guys there. The biggest surprise, he's number 83 here, earning that star. Why is he earning that star? He's a rookie. Jalen Brooks, 7th round pick. Love what he's doing out there. We talk about the receivers. He's going to be that 6th receiver on this team. I think he's right now, as of this moment, he's got an inside track to win a roster spot on the 53-man. So we'll see what happens. Jalen Brooks looking great out there. Let's be real about that. Again, some of that stuff is not about the guy being able to do it against defense. Which group is he playing against? That's just athletic greatness there. Here's Dennis Houston, touchdown against Trayvon Diggs in the starting Cowboy defensive backfield there. Over the top. This is the beautiful play from Dak to CeeDee Lamb. That's a touchdown, baby. And I think we get to see it from another angle here. Yes, you do. That's a great route run, and that is, unfortunately, DaRon Bland getting burned on that one. That's one of our starters. But here's the play of this portion of practice. CD, baby. Over DaRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs. CeeDee Lamb with the touchdown. You got to love it. Now, let's look at the defense here. Mozzie Smith on the trench warfare. Mozzie just destroyed Matt Farniok. I mean, that's a club arm right there. You go watch the replay. We just posted a video on it. Check it out. You're going to love it. Now, this is the team drills where we really get to see the most. Now, you're going to see some, Dak scrambling here a couple times. You're going to see the ball come out to Rico Dowdle and a couple of the running backs out there. But wait till you see Deuce Vaughn hit that, right? We're going to see that in a minute because Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle got work with the starters in this practice. I think that's Tony Pollard here on this play. Not, just light work for him. Now you're seeing Rico Dowdle get this one here, dumped down to him. And then you see Deuce Vaughn with, one of the plays. As we know, everyone loves this one, baby. That's Will Greer. Just dumps it over the top, right to little man Deuce Vaughn with the move. Stays on balance. Damone Clark cannot tackle him. He hops forward. How many yards did he gain there extra on the first move? On the second, balance keeping? I mean, that's fantastic. You got to love that. And, now to the receivers, CeeDee Lamb and crew. So, you'll see these plays, enjoy them. But Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dowdle got a lot of work with the starters. It's going to be exciting in preseason games to watch these guys battle it out. Tyron Smith only did individual work. Chuma Edoga. And if you know that name or you know that number 71, it's because that's the guy that Micah Parsons eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when he's on that field. Chuma Edoga, he's in trouble, going up against him. TJ Bass, undrafted rookie, took some time at the right guard spot for Zach Martin. Undrafted. Keep that in mind. Also, Mozzie Smith, Jonathan Hankins. On the defensive side of the trenches, they lined up together as starters. So you're looking at some run-stopping beef in there in the middle with Mozzie and Hankins. I love it. And here's a sack by Dak Prescott. By Micah Parsons on Dak Prescott. There was nowhere to go. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, do you think this is too much from Micah sometimes? Because here's the same play. This is great. You love it. The speed closing down, there's nothing he can do there. But you got to see this here because they got the play here from Micah Parsons being a little too aggressive. Micah coming, just faking out Chuma Edoga, and then hits Dak Prescott in the lower body. That's a bothersome situation, don't you think? And this is not.
Like I said,
that's Deuce Vaughn for a touchdown, by the way.
The hype and all that, but we still gotta protect.
That's where we need to keep Micah chilled out a little bit more. But it is what it is. There's Cooper Rush running for a touchdown.
Like you said, thankfully everything was fine, everything's good, but you never know the day that maybe it isn't. So
exactly,
I love Micah's energy, but I wish, like you said, there's a way to bring it from 100 to 99, like just tiny bit of chill.
Now Dak back in here, and Dak fell to the ground on 11-on-11 period on that play, but resumed after that. It was hard to tell if he had contact. There's obvious contact, in my opinion. That was a scary moment there. That was a pass to Michael Gallup. Good coverage as well by Trayvon Diggs. I think it was Trayvon. Either way, touchdown. Peyton Hendershot on this play here. Again, not dropping. Good coverage by LVE, too. Just, boom. Just faked them out there. Now, thank goodness nothing happened to Dak and he was okay. The concern is definitely on the right side with the guard spot and Zach Martin. We got to get Zach Martin back in here. Micah Parsons looks completely, again, different this year. Can I say he looks different? In the sense of nobody can block him at all. There's not any person that can block him on our team. And that goes to Tyron Smith and others. Now this here, one of the plays of the game, and this kind of built up from the last drive when Dak was talking shit to Jaron Kearse, and then here, Trayvon Diggs makes a huge play on this quick goal line play to Turpin. What coverage there? He's in motion with him, and he cuts that ball down and knocks the ball away. You'll see it here. I don't say tempers, but the passion is getting up here. It's turning to the red mode, if you know what I mean. And Trayvon Diggs, you can see him here participating in the first time in these drills in a while, right? He missed a couple of practices already. I don't know. It's great to see him back there doing his thing. And playing like this, playing hard. I did not expect them back necessarily this quickly with that sore toe.
Again, just going through the whole injury situation, like you said, just very, very lucky. Obviously, Trayvon was unfortunately the first man down, but he's also the first man back up.
Yeah, so sore toe, no problem. Now, look at this as another play here. He broke up that pass from Dak to Cavante Turpin, and, was kind of bragging. Dak tried to run it in here. As you can see, look what happens. And he can't find anybody. Now look, Trayvon Diggs starts talking a little bit of smack. We're going to put it up, and you're going to hear what he said in a minute. And Dak's like, what's going on? Here's the ball. And he threw it back at him. Same play here. You see Trayvon Diggs kind of representing for Jaron Kearse and his defense, talking smack. Now, a lot of people think this is an issue, right? Again, what Dak was told by Trayvon Diggs was, quote, shut your bitch ass up. That's what he was said. Now, you saw this. You've seen the whole thing happen. The next play, of course, Dak has to. It's a planned planned run play for Dak Prescott to end the practice, basically, or almost end the practice. A couple more plays and the practice is over. But, we'll show this for a couple different angles. Do you guys think that's a disrespect? To me, this is football. Now, on Speak, on FS1, the show Speak, you have the stupid LaShawn McCoy, who's, of course, doing this for views and clicks. And he said, quote, this is what he said. Basically, he said, Trayvon Diggs trash-talking Dak Prescott shows that the players don't respect him. That's the dumbest thing I could ever hear. Even Dak haters just not that dumb to not realize that, Trayvon Diggs trash-talking is called football. The one thing Dak is a great leader, and they all love and respect him and follow him on the field no matter what the fans may think. And this is the last play. No one's open again. This defense is just suffocating everyone. But, again, Trayvon Diggs trash-talking Dak is showing that the Cowboys don't respect him? I don't know about that, guys. I don't think it has anything to do with that. He used this example. Quote, I play with Michael Vick. I play with Tom Brady. I play with Josh Allen. I play with Patrick Mahomes. Nobody on the team would even fix their lips to say something like that to the quarterback. Guys, I've seen a lot of players go at Brady and Peyton Manning and other greats out there. Sometimes it happens. It's the heat of battle. It's nothing. I don't see anything disrespectful about it. I don't see anything. It's football. I'm curious what you think about it, baby. I'm curious what the family thinks about it. I'll play the audio if you guys want to hear that.
Well, Bruce got the toxic juice saying it tempers flair on football teams.
Exactly.
Travis Kelce's punched 2 teammates during camp
Exactly.
so far.
There've been fights on these training camp fields, not just in the past, but this year. Listen, guys.
I think it was McCarthy who said that, like, once you start throwing fists, like, that's where it crosses the line. Maybe I'm misremembering which coach or which.
It was McCarthy said you don't want to throw fists because it's penalties. I understand the discipline there.
Just make it sure.
And you can see there's that NFL Jam shirt that CeeDee Lamb's repping. But as we take it off here, I do want to say, I want to show this for you guys, real quick. Before you check the chat, and it's done. I only have a little bit more here. The wife has a couple quotes as we say goodnight, and check the chat here for a quick minute. But I want to know what people think when I play this audio. I'm going to play the video and audio. So you guys let me know, all 55, 60 people in the house, hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification. But you guys did that already, right? Let's hear this video. Tell me what you guys think. I'm going to mute myself, and then we're going to hit the play button here. Enjoy it. And I'm going to let it run a couple of times. You can hear it in full effect. Put your audio up high if you need to. Tell us what you think about what the Trayvon Diggs versus Dak Prescott controversy.
They're done. Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! 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 Go, Trey! Maybe 4-4. They're done. Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! 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 Go, Trey! Maybe 4-4. They're done. Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Go, Dak! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! Let's get in a box! 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 Go, Trey!
So, what do you guys think? Again, I think it's just the heat of the battle on the football field. Not a big deal.
Two friends having a nice discussion about their friendship. Oh, honestly, no. This, to me, honestly, just goes to show how deep that type of brotherhood between them does run, because that's the point. Like, if they actually really didn't like each other or whatever, I think it would be a very different feeling, off the field and on the field and stuff like that. But you can tell that is just two guys who are playing at the peak of their levels, fighting it out with each other, and, you know, taking that shit as seriously as we hope every single player on this team is taking it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it for you guys, and I muted it this time, so don't worry, there's no audio here, but you'll hear me talking. But I'll say this. To me, if you go back to day one, how did this practice end? Do you guys remember? Or after, I think it was after the practice. Yeah, it was a practice. Yeah, because he got paid. He got paid the day before, Diggs. It ended with Dak Prescott and the first practice, not padded, the first practice. Diggs and Dak talking at the end of the practice. They were both walking together, talking, smiling, and laughing. Guys, you know that they're both good friends, right? So they're friends. This is just competition. I believe this is my theory now. Voodoo, don't kill me. But I think that Dak probably told Trayvon Diggs, "Look, you got paid. I got paid." I'm paraphrasing here. We got paid. Let's be leaders. Let's be vocal with each other. Let's go at it and hype up our side of the team. Now,
yeah, the same way that Micah brings that type of energy, you know, Dak and Trayvon not being afraid to kind of go there, that brings its own energy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing here about Dak. Again, maybe Trayvon, like, let it get out of him a little bit more, but he kind of showed him up a little bit too much. But it's the heat of competition. I like Dak throwing the football at him, almost like in a joking way. I'm not worried about this. I think it's what they both kind of wanted to do, to kind of hype each other up and hype their side of the field up, the side of the ball up. This is what competitors do, and you know, sometimes it gets a little bit over, but it gets a little overboard. But Dak knows it's all just what do they call each other there? Now look, I'll say this. To get things flowing, Dak earlier, guys, on a play earlier in the drive was a touchdown. Dak said, and I think that Diggs made a good play, knocked the ball down. Dak said to Trayvon Diggs, quote, "That's the first play you made all day," end quote. So, of course, this comes on. Trayvon Diggs was a little bit hyped now to make sure he was in Dak's face since Dak was talking shit first. Now, of course, trash talking, it's to hype up, but also we know that they're pushing each other and trying to say, you know, kind of outdo each other. Trayvon Diggs just went at him a little bit harder, let's say, than Dak expected. Let's assume. I don't know. Either way, I don't mind it. And what is the chat saying about this, baby?
So, let me see. Brian said Dak needs to bring that 2016 fire. Brian also before that had said that he needs to hear it, as in Dak. Especially after last season. I'm rooting for Dak, though, man.
And I think he needs to hear it, but I don't think Trayvon's not yelling at him because he threw interceptions last year.
No, but it's more just that, you know, like
hear someone call him out in front of everyone.
To hear that type of stuff, right? But Bruce saying it here, Dak was talking smack first.
Exactly.
And the defense was getting lit up all day. Of course it got heated.
And I don't. And again, that's why I don't care. I don't care if Dak said it. I don't care if Diggs said it. This was when I heard this, I laughed. I liked it. And now you're hearing these people making their own agenda and narratives based on clicks and views and hating the Cowboys, like McCoy. Shady McCoy talking shit on FS1. Yeah. Who watches that channel? I don't. I just talk about what people say about it. And, we know that they just love to get their hate off Dallas. So
of course. So, Uncle Charles, much love to you.
Uncle Charles, y'all, in the house.
Jamar, thanks for coming back. Akeem Sears saying, I'm impressed this season with our boys. Hell yeah.
Same.
Yep, Tommy Montoya said it's all brotherly love.
Exactly.
And I don't know about you, but if you do have a sibling, if you've never actually tried to physically assault them, are you even siblings? Just asking.
Well, I know one thing, baby. This team is more than ready, and sometimes too ready. Too ready. And I mean this guy, Micah Parsons. Oh, my goodness. Please don't do that to us. You can see there the play.
Ready, you don't got to get ready.
Look, all I know is this, and I'll put Micah here. He can rep his he's beasting over here, but a little too much beasting here against Dak Prescott. Dak was okay. Everything was fine, but this is the one thing. Like, do you guys think we should reel in Micah a little bit? Maybe less downs with him playing. He's too disruptive. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? How much more Micah should you get in practice? You want him to go all out? He already almost killed Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
He almost broke Dak's leg. I mean, look.
Like I said, we got to find a way to comfortably dial it back without losing some of that intensity either. You know?
I'm telling you.
We need a good
That's
dose
the thing, though. There was a lot of competition today. Diggs took a little bit to get to full speed. You saw what happened at the end, though. Dak was throwing lasers. The wide receivers on the one-on-ones were killing it. Turpin, Brooks with big days overall. So Turpin, kind of passing a little bit of Tolbert, you can say, as that fourth receiver. The running game struggled going into team drills, but, Deuce was crazy loose out there at times. Very active for Deuce in the passing game. Micah, he's ruthless, and that's my label. Yeah, guys, he's playing. He did a juke move on Chuma Edoga. I didn't get a hand on him. 71, I don't know how he's going to try to make this team, but if he's on that field, we're in fucking trouble. So, oh my God, Chuma, what are you doing? He is going against one of the best, if not the best. Edoga struggled, guys. On the one-on-ones, he struggled in the team drills. Hendershot, definitely a resurgent kind of practice for him. The offense looked great in the red zone. Dak had great ball placement. Micah, as you can see here, unblockable, to say the least. Jalen Brooks, 7th rounder, is in a way kind of Noah Brown of this year's camp. But Noah Brown was our 3rd receiver. Jalen Brooks would be our 6th. You know what I mean? So that's where Noah Brown should have been, like 5th or 6th, not 3rd on our depth chart here. Let me see here. A lot of routes that you saw on the field today, creating easy wins for the wide receivers in single, man-on-man coverage. But, Gilmore, tight coverage. Also, Eric Scott Jr., 6th rounder, rookie. Very good and tight coverage all day. Again, let me reiterate this for the 18th time. The guard on both sides. Guard play is bad when Tyler Smith is not on that field on the left guard. If he's playing left tackle, we look really bad at guard on both sides. And when Zach Martin's not there, forget it. Guys, we're in trouble on that side of things. Now, Michael Gallup, you saw the highlight earlier, looking great. Micah dominating. How did the kickers do? They were tied on the day 1 of practice with pads. That's the first practice they came out for. Day 2, this practice, kickers completed a 7 field goal set at the beginning of this practice. And Brandon Aubrey, he made 6 out of 7 field goals. He missed wide right from 39 yards.
Oh,
that cannot be acceptable.
That's like the second time I think either him or Vizcaino.
Yeah. Well, Vizcaino was
close by.
Vizcaino made 5 out of the 7, so he missed 2. He missed wide left from 48 yards, and then he hit a 33-yarder on the goalpost, and he missed it. Vizcaino missing him from 33. Aubrey missing him from 39. I'm sorry, guys, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and we're going to be. That might cost us. That's the only thing that might cost us right now a game. We better bring fucking Robbie Gold in or some shit. Anyone, I think we need to bring in a real competition at kick. Good, let these two guys compete. Bring in a fucking someone that's known, someone that has that leg. Matt Prater, he's there. But I don't know how he's good kicking right now. I know Gold has got some issues. What about Crosby, old friend of Mike McCarthy's? Just some options there, right? Look. Last thing I want to say about Micah Parsons here, as I give it back to you, baby, and for the finale, J. Ron Curse talked about Micah Parsons, quote, Micah Parsons' mentality. He said, quote, Micah's letting it be known that I'm potentially the baddest motherfucker walking. So Micah has that. He just got to chill it out at the practices. That's all I'm asking. But it is great to see Mike McCarthy, the Joneses, and the players, veterans that were on this team, right, like Stephon Gilmore and stuff, how all these quotes, they're all talking how, these are all legitimate, great players. Some will be Hall of Famers like Zach Martin. Some of them will be Pro Bowlers perennially and like Stephon Gilmore. And they're in awe of Micah Parsons. They're in disbelief of how good he is. These are the professionals been playing for years, like Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, and they're saying, holy shit. Like, we've never seen a guy like this. This is what they're saying about Micah Parsons. So it's a special, special situation to see this guy play, and he's a special, special football player on that field. So we're going into those finale quotes, baby. Finish us off here. Let us know what some of these players said as you guys get ready to ask your last questions. Although I do want to say really quickly, what's the quick consensus on this situation? Should we reel Micah Parsons back? Or should we...
the few little comments there definitely just said, just don't hurt anyone, especially our quarterback.
I think Micah can chill out. So Micah should just chill out a little bit, right? We should just pull him back a little bit, maybe not.
And when I say a little bit, again, it was mainly the injury situation. Outside of that, everyone's perfectly fine with Micah. Just Micah being so aggressive, possibly putting players in an injury situation. That's what I'm saying.
Like that, in this situation.
You know, like outside of that, honestly, everyone kind of wants them to keep that energy.
Yeah,
just like
definitely.
I said, from
let's
100,
kill the opposing
from
quarterbacks.
100 to 99.
Yeah,
like that's,
I got you.
That's it.
One degree down. We got it. We got it. All right, baby.
So Bruce said he got to be put on the bike tacking sleds or something. Oh man, that's funny. So real quick, guys, let's go ahead and we forgot to talk about another Jones here.
Oh really? Which Jones?
No relation, but guys. Ronald Jones, one of our running backs who is competing for a spot here.
For the number 2 spot. Don't want to do that short yardage stuff. He is now, of course, we know, suspended for 2 games, week 1 and 2 for PEDs. Probably it was like an additive. It was supposedly, we don't know what, he made a statement yesterday on this, right? About what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
So
and he said, I just want to clear my name. Everybody wants me to say I'm on steroids, and clearly I'm not. I'm one of the skinniest dudes on the team, and I'm in the league.
So he's saying he's just trying to clarify he's not on steroids. Yeah, I mean, I PEDs are a type of steroid. I guess you can obviously fall into some of those illegal categories. But what was it that made him fail this test?
Oh, sorry about that. My phone is trying to take a nap there. So he went on to say that the substance in question was a heart stimulant that he'd been prescribed by a physician. The suspension caught him off guard, saying, quote, "It's something I've been prescribed over the course of my career. It wasn't any steroid or anything to enhance my game. It was medicine prescribed by a doctor that I wasn't aware of. The test came back, and I'm responsible for what I put in my body. Just going to make sure it's not going to happen again."
I hope he didn't lose his chance in Dallas for that.
Again, I don't know what the Cowboys were leaning towards before all this happened, so it's hard for me to say. But he did add in there, you've just got to block out the noise. People are going to say what they want, but I've never cheated the game of football. I've played this game for free for years and years. So to be here now and have them say that about me, it hurts. But I'm responsible for my medicine and what I was taking.
And again, I think that the good thing is he'll still get opportunities to compete. He's still going to get a chance to win a spot. It's not going to cost us a 53-man spot. So if he looks like he could contribute to this team, he'll make the team week 3. We'll have to cut somebody in week 3 or after week 2.
So he was also, he kind of expressed that he was very frustrated with the way that the league handled things, saying it's disappointing. It was before I signed here. It happened last season.
Yep.
I'm just confused how it came about, but I just wanted to clear my name. I'm not cheating the game of football. It's literally a prescription medicine. I asked for a retest, including a sample of my blood, but they didn't want to look at it. I think there needs to be more protection for players, because if you're having health issues, I mean, we're human beings outside of football.
Thomas Garrett said
we have real life issues too. My family suffers from heart disease and things like that.
So it's not like he's trying to cheat the game, guys. And I got to give it to, that's why he probably got 2 games. It's probably like a background substance in one of his heart medications. But like 808 Cowboy-77 said, give Rojo a chance. Thomas Garrett said Ronald Jones had taken the drug last year. Very strange. I don't think it's because he's a Cowboy. I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I do think that it's a shame that he's going to miss. He's going to endanger. It's not about missing the 2 games as much as it is endangering his season right now. Because he misses those games. But as long as he can produce something and look good in preseason and look good in training camp, good chance the Cowboys will keep him for 2 weeks and then see where he's at for that week 3 game.
I'm still going to be out here working through preseason and training camp. Just put my best foot forward and try to move on from this.
No, good luck to Ronald Jones. I want him to succeed. That means we're doing something good on our team if he's able to, win that running back spot, the running back 2 spot, let's say.
Now, Deron Bland also spoke, gave his 2 cents here. So he added in there, I've got to think fast on the field. I was going out there with some instincts in 2022, but now I've got to go out there and know what the offense is going to do, how they're going to attack us in the situations. I've gotten better at it with film and everything. So right now, I'm working on my mind speed. He said that he wants to end the first week of 2023 training camp, like working on that specifically. So honestly, not really sure how to take that. I'm guessing he just means mental speed in general.
Well, again, everything's going to be working faster in his second year. He's got to be on top of it, and he's going to go that. I think he's catching on quick.
He said it's great. It takes your game to another level. It raises your football IQ. They help you see things a little bit differently, and it's been good. So, and by they, he means his teammates right now. So, Adding in there, too, that one of the goals is to, quote, do better than we did last year. We are number 1 in turnovers, so we are trying to do that again. But we're trying to stack on top of these numbers. So, again, lots of things to look forward to from Deron Bland.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this is like, when I say super quick, I do mean super quick. Tyron Smith gave a little blurb on how he's been staying healthy throughout the offseason.
Let me guess, he's the healthiest he's ever been.
We're about to find out. He said, I've been concentrating on the small things, getting the work I need to, getting work after practice to stay on track so I can stay healthy on the field. So he also was asked, like, you feel jinxed with your injury history? He's like, no, I don't even think of it that way. It's a waste of my energy. Last year was a freak accident. You can't think too much about that. Just continue moving forward and doing the right things moving forward.
Just don't get manhandled by Micah Parsons. That's all. Don't get flung like a rag doll. The great Tyron Smith, like a rag doll by Micah Parsons. That's all. Stay healthy in this camp. And the whole season, please.
So, and Stephon Gilmore also had a few things to say.
I thought you talked about it earlier. I thought he spoke.
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't know if you had. Go ahead. What was this comment?
He said, as far as joining the team, I'm excited. I kind of felt it coming. This was one of the places I wanted to come. And he said he wanted to come here because of everything that they have.
Remember, he also knows Trayvon Diggs pretty well. So another reason why Stephon's hanging around.
So he did decline to answer who he thinks the best corner on the team is, but he just made jokes about the question and just said that all of them have their own individual strengths.
I mean, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, they're 1A, 1B.
So as far as Gilmore's impression of Trayvon Diggs, he said he's a great player. Obviously, we all know he's got great ball skills. He can cover anybody. I just try to teach him how to study the game, how to prepare for the game, what to do in certain situations. Gilmore is also apparently a huge tennis fan. Was out at Wimbledon, so good for him. And let me see here. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it from Gilmore. We also heard from this demon himself, Micah Parsons. I say that affectionately, of course. As far as
they put his best videos on, so we don't have to see that Dak hit anymore.
Go ahead. So he said, as far as some of his off-season development, he said, my off-season development's been through the roof, just trying to learn. The biggest thing is just knowing you're not the best and where you want to be. When you strive for perfection, you try to grab anything, I'm listening to conversations, I'm listening to off-season workouts, I'm listening to what you anticipate, what you're looking at. I want to grab anything that I can and just add to my game and to give me that extra inch that I need.
He's grabbing quarterbacks here all game long. And again, this was last year when he was fantastic. I think he's gotten better. Maybe it's just Chuma Edoga. Keep that in mind. But he's going to play a lot of Chuma Edogas this year.
So, let me see here. Micah Parsons threw out there, too, as far as bulking up. Throughout this offseason, he said, I just got leaner, stronger, I think more powerful and explosive, the things that I'm able to do this year. The coach is like, man, where did that come from? Like, you're on it. Everything that, we wanted to see, you're showing it. They couldn't have been more happy, by the way, that I came in. So, like I said,
he's built up.
I took that loss in the playoffs and understood the assignment of where I wanted to be, where I wanted to go this year. And I'm ready for it.
I am excited. I know people like to see Deuce Vaughn and, this guy and that guy. Micah Parsons is the way this team goes, in my opinion.
So
what else did he say as he finishes up?
Yeah, he was asked about the sack numbers.
Oh, yeah.
For this upcoming season. And he was kind of asked, how many sacks? He's like, man, I don't know yet, but it will be a dominant performance. And then he was kind of asked, more than 13 and a half? He's like, yeah. More than 13 and a half. If I'm at that caliber, I feel like we should be in the Super Bowl.
If he gets over 13 and a half, only Reggie White would have done that the first 3 years of his career. Micah would join, literal legendary Hall of Fame company if he gets 13 and a half or more. And I think he will.
Oh. So, let me see here. What?
Oh, no. Okay. No, okay. No, I don't know if there's anything else there.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I know there was that quote That was the quote I was hyped about. I was excited about that quote. I'm a little too excited. I'm sorry. I'm ready. I'm ready for the season right now. Let's go.
So now I kind of did things a little bit slightly out of order, but I did this on purpose because Gilmore specifically touched on Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons, and I kind of wanted to save this for last, just because like I said, I love the way that these players are talking about each other, and I just thought his comments about Micah were the second best way to end the night tonight. So Gilmore had this to say as far as Micah Parsons. He said, "Man, I've never seen nothing like it before. You know he's special. You know he just has that thing you can't teach. He's fast, strong, and one thing that sticks out with him is he has a motor, that never gets tired. He's a special player, and I'm super excited to play with him because I know those quarterbacks are going to be running for their lives.
And they're going to be throwing the ball right into Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore's hands."
So, and Stephon Gilmore actually had a little something to say about Trayvon Diggs as well. He said he's a great player. I mean, he's obviously, we all know he's got great ball skills. He can cover.
I think you said that one already, yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, you had said the ball skill one.
Let me see. Oh, whoopsie, there we go. Sorry. So, no, the last comment I wanted to read was, and again, we touched on this already, but remember, it was Dak Prescott. Just clarifying, putting out there, I know we already said this, but I wanted to say it one last time, guys. Dak himself confirmed that he was the one who started the shit talking. He said, "What they don't see is what I say or said to maybe provoke that. It's not problematic. Y'all are being dramatic, not understanding competition at this level. It's a non-issue."
Boom. There it is. That's the play everyone's talking about. The media's running with it. Don't fall for the okie doke, guys.
I figured I should end it on a bit of a...
Yeah. Well, we went through this multiple times, but yeah. There you go. It's just friendly competition.
Yes.
Deal with it, media. So again, baby, this is a late one. We 2.5 hours in this. We paying the price for catching up yesterday.
Yeah, an extra late night here for everybody chilling, hanging with us, whether you're on the West Coast, East Coast, any coast. Thank you for chilling here, hanging with us. Take a second though, before we start doing the final shout outs of the night, to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere, everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Hop the Discord, links down below. And please give some extra special shout outs to the people representing, helping to bring you guys this MCF on the daily and the nightly. Skeptical Fan, the sponsor of the weeks, 3 weeks in a row. Ooh. And of course our membership man, leading it there. Much love. Jason Renfro, who by the way took over as a stream boss earlier. He's still repping it with 93 points, bossing that stream around. And we all know why he's here, yes, Snug X. The Cash App King. Yes. Thank you so much, Snug. Although I think Jason is trying to take that crown.
He's the leader right now on that side of things. And, of course, you're seeing the overall leader trying to go for 4. A Skeptical Fan. Appreciate all you guys. Those are some other, those are some star-level members there, like them too. Both of those guys, Dwayne Broussard, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Andy Potched in that mix. So appreciate every single one of you guys on all these sides of things. And those that dropped the love from above tonight, or membership, or thanks in the thanks button, or cash apps, Andy Potched, Dwayne Broussard, Mr. Black Magic, Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Mary Alvarez, and JD from DC. Appreciate all of you guys. Can't do this without your love and support on the nightly. So, baby, quick shout-outs to the people in the house as we get ready to call it a night here. And get ready for another padded practice tomorrow. Videos dropping throughout the day. Check back here. Check back often. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to all videos to make sure you get those notifications. And, of course, if you want to get all the notifications, follow us at MyCowboysFamily on Twitter, or X, I guess. And, of course, Discord. You can always do Free Fun and Football 365 in there. Join it up. All the links are in the description below.
But Jamar Chason, much love. Thomas Garrett, Superior Garrett. Yeah. 808 Cowboys 77. Bruce got the Toxic Juice. Akeem Sears. Tommy Montoya. We have, let me see who else is here. Aztec Aguilar 04, much love. Brian representing. We have Rolando Rodriguez. Yeah. Uncle Charles, y'all. Let's see who else is here.
And I agree with Rolando, by the way. It's insane that we have to find a kicker every year and suffer through this shit. Just bring in Mason Crosby and let him compete with these other two guys. How's that hurt?
Robbie Robertson, Stephen White. Yeah, that's as far back as I can go. So,
Baby, why do we do this here on My Cowboys Family? Yes, each and every night for 2.5 hours long on some nights, like tonight. Why do we do this like crazy people?
Is it that navy blue?
Yeah.
That silver, too?
Hell yeah.
That star over everything?
You know it, baby. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on MCF, we always rep that star over everything. Here on My Cowboys Family on YouTube for over 6 years, now into our 7th year and beyond. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for rocking and dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. We learn, you learn, the whole family learns. Thank you all. We're almost at 24K. 24,000 family members. Can't do it without your guys' love and support with the comments, which is the back and forth, and, of course, the drops of love from above. Support is major on that side of things. We go longer here, so we don't have to go as long on, let's say, our 9 to 5. So let's put it that way. So appreciate all your guys' love and support on that side of things as well. On that note, it is time to drop out, clock out for the night, relock and reload tomorrow for another show right here on My Cowboys Family. Like I said, pads go back on tomorrow. Today was a walkthrough. Tomorrow, pads are on. We'll see the hitting. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. And we'll drop those videos of the highlights. We'll drop the video of the complete day of camp tomorrow right here on My Cowboys Family. Enjoy it, guys. Stay safe out there, baby. Before we can drop out for the night, let them know what we got to do here on MCF before we drop out. What do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. The beat's been dropped. It's a wrap, guys. Always repping that navy blue, silver, and star over everything. Have a good night, everyone. It was a long one, so I'm going to make this a quick one here. Another chat in the books. We had a 2-day chat here, day 5, and the mock game. But it is a wrap here, guys. Tomorrow should be a lot easier. Hopefully, we get Zach Martin signed. I'm down with that, right? Let's get that working there, Joneses. Come on. Guys, thank you for helping us out here. Talking it through with us here. Another day of training camp discussions as we form this team for 2023 here in MCF. You know the number one thing. It's about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. And, of course, never forget that number one thing here at My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone in the house. Cannot do this without your love and support. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Have a great and safe night and morning. Peace out. And never, ever forget, go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.